Morning, everyone. Happy happy Thursday. So, man, most mornings, I don't know about you guys, but most mornings I wake up and I'm like ready to conquer the world. Like I'm one of these guys that I literally I think about my day plan. I think like, who do I owe? Who owes me? I think about that kind of stuff. And then I think like, what do I got to get done the rest of the week, right? And then I'll start thinking about like my long-term plan. Like, what is it I need to do this year? You know, that kind of stuff. And I start kind of going over what I need to do so that I can get to my end goals, whether it's the week or the year. And I'm generally pretty motivated. Like I work on drawings, I work on models. I try to come up with like new pieces of furniture that I can get hundreds of people to buy every year. I try and come up with things that can move my business forward in a meaningful way. Things that are gonna last, right? And I don't want like flash in the pan. So I think about like long-term shit. And this morning I didn't wake up that way. So I don't know about you guys, but I've been kind of engulfed in the news a lot. And as I've started to do this live stream, I get up every morning, I do a lot of research. I do a lot of research at night, and I'm learning a lot more about our society, about how our government works, about how we pay taxes, about the military-industrial complex. I learn a lot about the average taxpayer. I learn a lot about where the taxes go, how we spend our money, these kind of things. And the more research I do, you know, kind of as a normie dude, the more I'm realizing that our government's conquered. Like it just, our nation is conquered. Like we don't live in a country of rules. We don't live in a country of laws. And we don't live in a country that works for the average citizen. And the illusion is there, right? The illusion is that, you know, we got the Bill of Rights and the Constitution and, you know, don't tread on me. It's all there, but it doesn't work. And it's in plain view, but nobody is willing to speak up, right? Everyone loves to talk. Everyone's got something to say about it, but no one's willing to do anything about it. And I did a talk yesterday, which was a little bit disheartening, if I'm being completely honest. I did a talk yesterday about the national debt, right? So national debt eclipsed $39 trillion yesterday. And, you know, I was like, you know, I'm going to drink a beer and I'm going to talk about this on YouTube, right? I'm going to do these live streams. And I got on there and I was asking everyone, right? And we had, I think we had 750 clicks on that one. And, you know, that's a low cast. I don't normally do my cast at 5 o'clock. But I asked everyone, what would you take less of, right? What would you take less of so that the government didn't need as much money, right? What are you willing to get less of as a citizen so that the federal government doesn't need to tax somebody, right, or give somebody something, because that's all the government does, right? The government just brings in taxes and disperses those taxes out, whether it's in tax cuts or whether it's out Social Security, whether it's in Medicare, whether it's in payments to the poor, like, and the truth is, guys, nobody was willing to take less, not a single person. And it was very disheartening to me, because what it basically means is that everybody believes that the federal government owes them something. The big thing that I got from this talk was essentially that everybody wants somebody else to give them something. And they feel that that is what the federal government is supposed to do. And very disheartening, if I'm being completely honest, like very disheartening. Because the truth is that the federal government, it's not somebody else's job to take care of you. You know, and I don't know where we lost track of that as a society, but it's very disheartening to me that you expect me to pay for you. Right? This is kind of what I got out of this whole thing. Everybody is against the rich, right? Everyone is against the people that have a lot of money. And the thing that most people don't understand is that those guys create the jobs, right? If it's so easy to create a job, why don't more people do it? You know, and the truth is that most people can't, not because they don't have the ability, but because they don't have the consistency, right? They don't have an idea. They don't want to do the work. Right? And that's okay. You need those kind of people. As a business owner, I've always said it many times, I want people that just want to show up and work at 8 to 5, right? I want people that come to work wanting to look for chaos and how to solve problems. It takes all kinds of people to make the world go round. But when it comes to the tax base, everybody wants something and they want it from somebody else. And this is wildly disheartening to me, you know? So I'm going to talk a little bit about that today. I'm going to go over, you guys, the history of our debt and where all the debt started. And I'm a very pro-Republican type person. I'm a very limited government type person. I'm a very get the money out of the poor, get the money out of the big corporations so that everybody pays less money and you can have more, right? This is how I look at things. I don't believe that it's someone else's job to give me money, right? I believe that it's your job to spend your money and make your money as best you can. I believe that's the best way to spend money. I don't think most people think that, you know, and it's very frustrating. But as a avid Republican, a guy who doesn't like to spend money, what I'm realizing is that it's basically the tax cuts and war that have created all of this debt, right? And I'll go over the history of it with you. I don't believe that we should be giving money to the poor all the time. I don't believe that we should be handing out tax cuts to companies, and we're just blowing money like crazy, guys, and it's mostly war. It mostly comes down to war, and it mostly comes down to tax cuts. And there's been this Republican idea, and I've heard this from my stepdad like forever, basically that we're going to grow our way out of all this. We're going to grow, we're going to grow, we're going to grow. And the truth is, guys, it never comes. You know, it just never happens, right? And the truth is that when we do grow, well, then the bleeding hearts, they just want more money for welfare, or they want more money for Social Security, or they want more money for Medicaid, Medicare. They always want more money for the military. They always want more, right? But they don't ever want to pay off the debt. They don't ever want to balance the budget. They don't ever want to keep the Fed from printing money. They just want more constantly. And we're seeing that today. You guys, if you woke up this morning, guess what they want? They want $200 billion for this war, right? This war of choice. And give me a second, guys. I'll dig into comments and we'll bat this thing around. This is going to be a very not sad topic for me, but this is not going to be a very upbeat stream for me because, again, the things that I've written down, I've gone over all the major departments that we have in our government and just how they're all co-opted. Like every single one of them is working for the devil. They're all working for the enemy. They're not working for the taxpayer. They're not working for the person that literally makes them possible. Our own departments, our own Congress people, they're bypassing all of our laws. They're bypassing all of our rules. I mean, you got this. Look at all the videos of these Congress people bypassing the long TSA lines so they can go make their flights. You know, what a slap in the face that is. I mean, you're supposed to represent your people, and you don't have to participate in the situation that you helped create. You know, but again, if you ask a congressperson, they'll just blame it on somebody else. Blame it on somebody else. This is what we're doing in this country. Everybody blames somebody else for everything. And it's driving me crazy if I'm being completely honest. So that's kind of stuff we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about these Epstein files. Again, this John Ratcliffe guy, the head of the CIA, he's out there saying this morning that, you know, we had to attack Iran. Iran's an imminent threat, right? We had to do this, blah, 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 blah. Got nothing to say about Epstein, right? Can't seem to find anyone that ever did anything wrong in that whole clusterfuck of a situation, right? There's more Epstein files and documents than JFK files. There's more Epstein files than J6 files, right? There's more Epstein files than MLK files. And yet, for some reason, the government can't find anything. But they could easily find a threat over there in Iran. No problem. They could find yellow cake. They could find, you know, tons of uranium. They can find everything. But they can't find anything on Epstein. You know, our own director of the FBI, Kash Patel, probably committed perjury when he said there were no co-conspirators in the Epstein files. And then Ro Khanna and Thomas Massie go there like, oh, hey, there's this name, Les Wexler. We unredacted it. You guys had it redacted. You know, it literally lists him as a co-conspirator. Like, you telling me Kash Patel didn't know that? Yeah. The FBI is literally lying to the American people about something that they are vastly interested in. I mean, the Epstein files have way more interest than this war in Iran, right? If you guys look at your own president, again, I voted for this guy 3 times. I'm one of these guys, I think that the 2020 election was stolen, you know? But again, I'm not voting for this guy again. I'm not voting for anyone that's in his cabinet. I'm going to push for everyone in Donald Trump's orbit to be extricated from society because he is the antithesis of what he ran on. And it is wildly frustrating, guys. So again, not going to be the most uplifting conversation today. This is where Eric's going to dip into a little bit of nihilism and a little bit of sadness, you know, so if you guys don't want to hear this, probably want to go to another stream. So anyway, if you guys are in the discussion, hit the like button, add discussion. We don't have literally 0 likes on this content. That's kind of odd. Hit the like button, add a discussion, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. Who am I? Why are you listening to me? So my name is Eric Wilkin. I own the Resplendent Crow, a small business here in St. Louis, Missouri. We've got 9 employees. We do a small 7 figures in business. We move about 500 pieces a year. I'm an actual woodworker with an actual business. I'm not some guy in his garage claiming to be a woodworker while I make YouTube content. I actually have a business. We have to sell furniture every month so that our people stay busy. We have to deliver a product on time and as described, right, with high quality. We have to provide a very good customer service to make this business work. This is what business really is. It's not 10 ways to get rich. It's not trying to sell people your fucking t-shirts and your coffee mugs on your YouTube site while you're trying to tell people how to get rich, while you're trying to tell people, you know, how to start a business, right? Most of the people on YouTube, guys, are posers. I'm tired of all this poser economy that we have today. All these people talking about finance. You guys know why finance is the #1 thing to talk about on YouTube? Because it pays the most. Because it gives people the illusion that they can get rich by buying real estate, by buying gold, right? Using their 10 steps to get wealthy. Oh, sign up for my masterclass. Sign up for my subscriber page. Well, I tell you how to get rich. And then when you ask me what it is that I do for a living, they tell you, oh, I talk, right? We got a really weird thing going on here on YouTube. We got a really weird thing going on in this country. Everything is fake, guys. I'm here to tell you, most businesses don't make any money. Everyone lives on credit. That's why businesses are struggling right now. That's why most people are struggling right now. It's because a lot of businesses don't operate on free cash, guys. They don't have any fucking money at the end of the month. They're literally running on lines of credit, hoping they can sell enough cheap Chinese-made shit, which has a massive markup on it, that they can then put some money in their pocket. They can then pay their employees. They can then operate these businesses. They're all fake, guys. This country is built around fake business. It's built around making shit in the third world. And oh yeah, if they can't get you guys to work for the salary that you're supposed to work for, they bring the third world in here, okay? So this country is in a lot of trouble, guys. We got a lot of things we got to work on. And I got a bunch of shit here written down. I want to go over all of it with you guys. I appreciate everyone being here this morning. Again, we do these talks once a morning, usually about 6 o'clock. I try to give you guys an hour or two, and then I go off to my freaking factory where I got to make shit happen, okay? So anyway, let's get after it. I appreciate you guys being here. Hit the like button. Jesus Christ, guys, we got 1 like this morning. Let's go. Like the thing. It kicks around in the algorithm, gets more people to watch it. If you like real normie content, you like content from a guy who actually runs a business that doesn't use shit tons of credit, doesn't sell tons of Chinese-made shit. We actually have an American factory. We make American furniture. We sell it to American people. I've sent furniture to every state in the union here. I've sent it to the Bahamas. I've sent my furniture to Holland. I've sent my furniture to Europe. I've sent it literally all over the world. It's a great business. Go to theresplendentcrow.com. You guys want to see the furniture I got? Again, I'm not trying to sell you guys nothing. Okay, here we go. Let's do his interview this morning. We'll do messages here for 5 or 10 minutes, and then we're going to jump into our talk today. Again, like I said, I'm wildly frustrated this morning about what I'm seeing. Again, when your federal government literally lies to you guys about a war and then wants $200 billion to go to war when we're $39 trillion in debt, I'm going to go over the history of how we started spending money going back to the Civil War, and we're going to talk about how we used to pay for wars. We're going to talk about when we used to go to Congress to create a declaration of war so that we can then send the citizens to war. Because again, the citizens are represented by the Congress people. And guess what? If the citizens don't want to go to war, you don't fucking send the people to war. But our president and the way our government works now, this is what we do. We literally just go and fight any conflict we want, and we don't ask the citizens for nothing. The president just does whatever he wants, and it's wildly frustrated. Okay. This is Koki Chuck, Chachi Chuck, 8580. You are on cocaine. All right, dude, cool. Appreciate it. We got Purity Dread in here, laugh out loud. Brett Pitbull, how about money to Israel? Or what? Yeah, again, I can talk about Israel as well. Israel seems to get everything it wants. This little tiny state in the Middle East, a place no American's going to go to, no American would want to go to. We go to places like Whistler to go skiing, and we go down to Cancun to hang out on the beach. We don't go to some little place in the part of the world that we don't and we'll never want to go to. Yet they get all of our money. Israel's getting $2 billion a day from you guys. So when people like Ben Shapiro and these fucking cucks on X, they basically say, oh my God, we only give Israel $4 billion a year, okay? That's not true at all. These guys literally get hundreds of billions of dollars from us to help them execute all their conflicts in the Middle East, right? To help destabilize Libya, destabilize Iraq, destabilize Afghanistan, destabilize Yemen, destabilize Iran, which is what they're trying to do right now, so they can create this greater Israel project. It's fucking disgusting, guys. And again, we got no money here at home, right? Social Security bankrupt, Medicare bankrupt, healthcare through the roof. No one can afford homes. College is fucked, right? We're in deep trouble in this country. And the Congress people, they don't want to work on it, right? And when there is a conflict, right, something like the TSA thing not working, guess what? Congress just goes around. Well, they just get to go on their way because, again, they're special. The special people don't have to participate in the clusterfuck that they've created. And so, yeah, I'm wildly frustrated about this thing. And yeah, the Israel thing, like, again, cut those motherfuckers off. They can go deal with their own place. They want to go fight and destabilize their country. Good. They can fight off the whole Middle East, and they can go take the whole thing over. But they're not going to use our bombs to do it. They're not going to use our soldiers to do it. And they're sure as fuck not going to use our time, right? And this is the thing. If you guys go on Fox News, go on X right now, everyone's shilling for this little tiny country like they're the David and the Goliath situation. I'm here to tell you guys they're not. They're actually the Goliath in this situation because they got Big Daddy America behind them, cucking for them, right? Trump's up fucking BB's ass right now, saying, oh God, what do you want, Evie? Oh my God, I love your asshole. What do you need today? It's very disgusting what's going on over there. So, okay, let's see. Are you high? Yeah, high on coffee, guys. I'm drinking Pete's coffee. I don't know what you guys, let me know what you guys like to drink for coffee. So, okay. Pretty dries back in here. You look like older Murph from Impeach. Oops, sorry guys, we got Grok talking this morning. Let's shut Grok down here. Okay, so see, Frogger says, "Are you high?" No, Purity Dread. You look at the older Murph from Impractical Jokes. All right, cool. Well, guys, keep the dumb shit comments coming in. We got our moderators. They'll be in here shortly, and they're just gonna shut all you guys down. One of the things we do in the stream is that we only allow and respond to real comments from real people that actually want to talk about real stuff. We don't allow bullshit comments in here, so enjoy it while you can. All right, David Sommerfeld, 9588, that's right. They always want more money. They always want more money, but sometimes it doesn't happen. Okay, well, again, the only one who doesn't, the federal government always gets what they want because, again, if they can't get you guys to pay for it, they'll just print it, right? So if they can't get you guys to give them willingly more tax dollars, they will print it and then just devalue all the money that you do get from working your fucking ass off every day, right? When you go to work, you know, collect your dollar, right? Every time the federal government starts printing money, that dollar's worth less, 99 cents, 89 cents, 79 cents, 59 cents, right? The reason you guys can't afford anything is because they keep fucking printing money, guys. And I don't know how to explain this to people, but again, every time I say to the people on these streams, what are you willing to take less of? Nobody has an answer. It's always, oh my God, it's the rich people. The rich people are the problem. We got to do something about the rich people. Oh my God, it's all the tax cuts that the rich people get. Oops. Sorry, Grok, let's get old Grok to shut up here. Hold on one second, guys. I talk to Grok all the time. I love talking to Grok. So anyway, point is that they always print the money. They always get what they want. And when it comes time to vote on issues, they can't seem to vote on anything that we want, right? When I talked about the sexual harassment bill, HR 1100 that Nancy Mace was trying to put forward, she said that basically we're going to reveal all these sexual harassment claims from the people in Congress that have been paid out to victims. Again, they don't want to bring that up for vote. Mike Johnson killed that shit in a hurry, right? And again, you know, religious, Israel-loving Mike Johnson, right? That guy, okay? When we passed the Epstein Transparency Act in November of last year, again, they gave those guys 2 months to get all the shit out there. They hid everything. You got half the files out. So you guys need to understand this. Pay attention. April 14th, all right? That fucking bitch, Pam Bondi, goes before Congress. She's going to go before the House Judiciary Committee, and she has to testify on the Epstein files. Again, they were trying to do this yesterday, and all the Democrats walked out because, again, there were no cameras, there was no open doors, there was no transparency on the Epstein transparency files. They literally tried to do it all behind closed doors, and thank God the Democrats walked out and said, fuck this, we're not doing that. Now, April 14th, you're going to get an open hearing with C-SPAN there so we can actually see what's going on because Pam Bondi has hid these files since the day she was in office. You guys remember her saying, oh my God, they're on my desk. You know, when people are asking, hey, where are these files? Oh, I'm reviewing them. I'm looking at them right now. Oh, they're disgusting. There's so many tapes of this dirty, nasty stuff going on there. Remember when she gave the binders to all those dumb shits on X, Liz Wheeler, DC Drano? Remember they walked out of the White House like, oh my God, look, we got the Epstein files. And there was nothing in them. They look like total idiots, and people still follow these guys, right? They're just carrying water for this administration, and it's disgusting, you know? And I can go into Epstein files. Everyone in Trump's orbit, they're all corrupt, guys. They're all in on the shit. They're all bought and paid for. And the more I dig into this whole, again, Iran thing, Israel thing, FBI, CIA. The CIA is very interested in the Iran war, not interested in the Mossad-Epstein connection. Even though we've painted the dots to exactly what this honeypot blackmail operation is, they don't want to talk about it. They're acting like it doesn't exist. Even though there's more files about Jeffrey Epstein, this guy that, again, all he did was diddle little kids, him and Ghislaine Maxwell. They just kind of sent these kids back and forth. They don't want anything to do with it, even though there's more files on this than almost every other major conspiracy that we've ever had in the history of the United States of America, right? And I'm an Occam's razors guy. Like the simplest explanation is probably the explanation. Again, you don't spend that much time collecting dirt on someone unless it's for a reason. All right, so again, these guys are full of shit, but they've got no problem talking about this war. They've got no problem trying to convince you guys to give them money and convince you that they're relevant. The CIA is bought and paid for. The FBI, bought and paid for. The Department of Justice, bought and paid for. And a lot of it has to do with Israel, right? Anyway, I don't want to talk about the whole freaking Israel thing. It's just so frustrating. Okay, David Sommerfeld says that's right. They always want more money. They always want more money. Okay, again, and I asked Grok, like, as the average tax-paying citizen here in America, how do we get out of paying federal taxes? What are the steps to really stop paying taxes? Okay, so give me a few minutes and we'll go through exactly what those steps are because it's kind of scary, guys. I mean, I think you all know what it is. But if you guys don't turn this thing off at some point, we're going to end up with Trump's as authoritarian as it gets. And again, I voted for this guy 3 times. I'm someone that wanted a guy like Trump in office, but he isn't doing what he said he was going to do. He isn't doing the things that we're going to bring the budget down, that we're going to curb the spending, that we're going to bring up American wages by kicking the third world out and stop letting the third world make all of our shit so that the corporate overlords can get you guys all on welfare and UBI and keep you all poor and trapped in the 15-minute cities. Like, it just... He didn't do any of it. Like, he's a fucking Manchurian candidate. It's really crazy, right? And then everyone in his cabinet, like, no one's speaking up. No one's got anything to say. That Joe Kent guy, he's the only guy that spoke out. And again, Trump's like, whatever, no big deal. You know, and then the people on X are trying to go after this guy. The people on Fox News are trying to go after this guy. This guy served 11 tours. Like, you got to give him the benefit of the doubt, but they're not giving him the benefit. They're like, oh my God, this guy's he's lying. He's not telling the truth. He did thing A, B, and C, and therefore everything he says now, it's all false. We don't want to listen to him. He's bad. Served 11 tours. Like, again, the guy's wife died by an Al-Qaeda suicide bomber. Like, the guy doesn't know what he's talking about. He's given up everything in all these different kinds of conflicts. And again, suddenly he's the bad guy. Like, wild what your country is willing to say about people that are decorated veterans, right? That, again, have done nothing but sacrifice. But again, someone like Trump, again, I voted for this guy 3 times, dodged war every step of the way. People like George Bush, right? Went into the Guard, you know? It's like all these guys seem to always have a reason not to serve. But again, always send the citizen. And they won't even ask Congress to send your guys' sons and daughters to war. Right? Again, you think fucking Barron Trump is going to be the guy on the front line? Like, Donald Trump still acts like he's a wartime president. He wants to go down in history as a wartime president. He wants to be up on Mount Rushmore with George Washington, Theodore Roosevelt, and Abraham Lincoln, okay? Ain't fucking happening, dude. You cannot manufacture a war and execute it on your terms. I mean, this guy's so fucking, sorry guys, this guy's so fucking dumb. Like, he has been talking shit about NATO forever, and I'm the guy that says, fuck NATO. Get America out of NATO. Let the Europeans take care of themselves. It probably would help their low testosterone they have there as they sip fucking tea and drive their Lamborghinis around and fucking walk around with their Louis Vuitton handbags, you know, Hermes handbags and shit. It would be good for them to have a little bit of man juice over there. But Trump doesn't do that. Trump goes and executes a conflict, right? Creates a problem and then blames Europe for not coming in and bailing him out. Like, the guy just talks shit about these guys all the time and then just leaves them on the leash. And now he's like, okay, well, I fucked everything up over there. You guys need to solve it. Like, who does that, guys? I mean, who does that? And the shills on X, the shills on Fox News, and even like the people on CNN they don't seem to have anything to say about this either. Like, they're all just be like, well, this is just how it works. Like, again, you can't fuck somebody over for years and talk shit about them for years, and then when you get in a jam, say, hey, I need your help there, pussy. Like, it doesn't work that way. And this guy operates like that. He operates like he can do no wrong, and it's always somebody else's fault when something goes wrong. And it's just, anyway, sorry, guys. I'm wildly frustrated this morning. Like I said, I don't wake up this way normally, but man, you guys are going to get rant after rant after rant. I'm going to go through comments. We're going to talk about this thing, and this is going to be a fun morning, let me tell you. And I'm only on coffee cup number 2. All right, United States or Israel? Yeah, right. This is EJM. David Summerfield. Why did it not make sense? Let me ask you a question. Do you want more money? Okay, David Summer. I'm not sure exactly what you're saying there. Why did it not make sense? Let me ask you a question. Do you want more money? Let's go back to what you're saying. Oh, that's right. They always want more. They always want more money, but sometimes it doesn't happen. Okay, well, tell me when it doesn't happen. Tell me when the federal government wants money and it doesn't happen, because the only time the federal government doesn't spend money is when it would help you, right? So not every country, most countries in Europe have universal health care. Can you get universal health care? No, you can't. Most countries in Europe have universal child care. Can you guys get child care? No, you can't, all right? Countries like Israel have universal health care, universal child care. Okay. Can you guys get that here? No, but you can pay for it, right? You can send the bombs over there. You can execute the conflicts, right? You can create the conspiracies that allow for these wild, crazy things to happen in the Middle East, right? No problem, right? You can lie about uranium. You can lie about yellow cake, Iraq. You can lie about all these things. And again, they always get the money for it by scaring you guys, right? Department of Homeland Security literally came from the war in Iraq in 2003, right? The World Trade Centers went down in 2001. They literally created the Department of Homeland Security based on that particular thing. TSA is under Department of Homeland Security. They basically said, oh my God, we can't connect all the dots. You know, the FBI wasn't talking to the CIA wasn't talking to the NSA wasn't talking to the Department of Justice, and blah, 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 blah. And the military needs a place to talk to. So they created this thing called the Department of Homeland Security, right? What do they spend? $200 billion a year on this fucking waste of money, right? You guys are all paying for this, by the way. They created this department so that everyone could talk, right? And what it's done is it's just basically created a massive propaganda campaign. So now every one of these departments, they're all talking together better, and they're propagandizing you guys to go to war. They're propaganding you guys to basically hate Europe. They're propaganding you guys to do whatever it is they need to do to create this fear industrial complex, to get you guys to give them more power, to give them more tax dollars, and to pay for your life to be harder. Like, do you guys think that the TSA is great? Do you enjoy the TSA? I mean, I'm one of these guys, like, get rid of the fucking TSA. We don't need it. Again, terrorists haven't been a problem. And this is one of the things that these guys do is they say, oh my God, Israel fights the terrorists so you guys don't have to. Bullshit. I call bullshit on that every step of the way. Okay? It's complete. They're literally just trying to, they want you guys to live in fear, guys. It's disgusting what they're doing. Oh, God. Okay. The Bison Returns. The Bison Returns, great name, dude. All right, it's okay. We're about to pay for it. Good. Oh, yeah, man, you guys are about ready to pay for it. You think Congress, again, Congress can't do anything on the Epstein files. Congress can't get TSA going again. Congress can't live within their means, right? Congress has never seen a tax they didn't like. Congress cannot help you guys at all. Can't get you universal health care. Can't get you universal child care. Do you know a lot of other countries actually pay young couples to have kids? They incentivize them to not pay taxes by having more children, right? They give them low interest loans to buy homes, right? This is stuff that government does to help their society. We do none of that here. You know what we do? We create black budgets for the CIA. We create black budgets for the Department of Defense, right? Oh, and the Department of Defense doesn't even have to pass an audit. Meanwhile, if you tell the IRS to go fuck themselves, you go to jail. They will lien all your shit, right, until you comply. The federal government, none of it applies to them. They can spend whatever they want, doesn't matter. They don't have to pass any kind of audits. The military-industrial complex doesn't have to have any competition. They can just buy up all the competition, lead to seven contractors. And again, you guys are not only paying a very high price for your munitions right now, $4 million for a Tomahawk missile, $1 million for an interceptor missile. You guys are paying all this shit, right? And again, no competition, which leads prices to only go higher. The federal government doesn't require that you get 3 bids on missiles because there ain't 3 companies to make them. There's a couple of companies out there like Lockheed Martin, Raytheon, General Dynamics, Boeing. Like, this is all you get. And this is how they want it, guys. Because if you audited the Department of Defense, what you'd find out is, I used to be an auditor, right? So I used to have to get audits from Raytheon in the aerospace industry, right? So Raytheon used to make private jets, right? I also worked for Gulfstream, which is a subsidiary of General Dynamics, one of the largest weapons manufacturers in America, right? So I know how these audits work. And the way they work is you go in and you say, okay, well, great. We're buying this particular piece of furniture for a jet, right? What they do is they go line item by line item and they say, okay, tell me every component that is in this piece of furniture. The structural steel, the Nomex panels, the aluminum honeycomb sandwich panels, the inserts, the edge fill, all of the metal components that go into this thing, and you show them the receipts. You show them and prove that what you told them you were going to spend on this cabinet is in fact what you are spending. That you are buying the components from the people that you say you're going to buy the components from. This is wildly important. The Department of Defense does none of this. And they get $1 trillion a year. The reason your defense budget goes up every year and the reason they keep asking you for more money is because there's no competition. There's no audit. There's no push to get the cost down and the efficiency up. It's wildly frustrating, guys. And again, most people don't care about this shit because they don't have to deal with it. They just like, well, whatever. I guess I just got to fucking pay the bill. This is just what I got to do. My taxes go up every year. Oh, it's the fucking corporations. It ain't the corporations, guys. It's not the corporations. It is the quality of the representative that you have in government. They are bought and paid for, guys. It doesn't matter who you vote for either. Thomas Massey might be the only guy. Rand Paul, these might be the only people I know that are willing to push back against all of this and would actually vote to lower your taxes. Everyone else, they just want you to pay. Just shut up, citizen, pay. Shut up, taxpayer. Don't ask any questions. Just pay your fucking bill. You know, it's not the government, it's the rich people. It's not the government, it's the poor people. It's not the government, it's the black people. It's not the government, it's the lesbian women. It's always somebody else. You know, it's, you guys can tell, this, I'm so frustrated. Okay, all right, how do you get this stupid? All right, Alex, thanks for the great comment. If you guys are streaming, hit the like button, add the discussion. We're talking about how your country is essentially bought and paid for. It's conquered. There's almost nothing we can do as citizens other than go to the next step, which not a lot of people want to talk about. The next step is essentially a tax revolt and a constitutional convention. The next step is finding one state, maybe a state like Texas is who we always talk about, to secede from the union. And again, when you get that to happen, guess what? You get other states that then push back, and then the state fights against the federal government. It can happen. It's happened before, but that's the only thing I know that can happen, guys. Otherwise, it's just a slow, inevitable bleed. And it would be one thing, guys, here's another thing. It would be one thing if when we went and conquered these countries, we brought some of that treasure back to America, right? But what always happens is they'll say, oh my God, we're going to stabilize the Middle East. We're going to stabilize the energy sector. Energy sector equals prosperity. Well, do you guys see that prosperity? Do Do you guys see the cost of food going down? Do you see the cost of energy going down? Do you see the cost of cars, houses, anything going down? No, because it all filters to the top, right? The people that get that money are the people that own the shareholder, that own the shares, right? The people that get that money are the people that write the laws and the rules, that write the regulations. These are politicians. Like, it's wildly corrupt what's happening, guys. And until we cut the money off, nothing will change. It will never get better for you guys. There's nothing that we can do as a society to fix this situation in its current state, right? Because everybody wants something. And again, everyone thinks that it's somebody else that's creating the problem, guys. It's us. We're the problem. Like because we pay the taxes, guys, it's all about the money. It's not that complicated. So, all right, what's your last name? I want to see something. My last name is Wilken, W-I-L-K-E-N. I put my name out there. I own an actual real business. I'm a real person. So again, go look it up. No problem. Okay, let's see. Bro, who are you running from? Slow the F down. Okay, I'm not running from anyone, man. I'm just tired of paying taxes, guys. I'm tired of working as hard as I work and then listening to everyone say, oh my God, it's the rich people, it's the wealthy people, they're the problem. Oh, it's the poor people, it's the black people, it's the white people. I'm tired of all the excuses, guys. It's all of us. What are we gonna take less of as a society, right? Are you willing to take less of anything? Because again, the government uses your tax dollars to give you all stuff. They tell you that, oh my God, everything's gonna be better for you if we go fight this war in Iran. Oh, it's going to be so much better for you if we go destabilize Syria. Oh, it's going to be better. We're going to bring freedom. They're going to greet us as liberators, right? We've heard all this shit forever. And again, your guys' lives have not gotten better. The only time your guys' lives actually got better is when your government was printing $8 trillion to give you guys all money during COVID so you could all stay home and buy fucking comic books and cars and buy stocks. You didn't have to pay rent. You didn't have to pay student loans. You didn't have to pay anything because you were stealing from the future. This is the only time it's gotten better for anyone in any meaningful way. Okay, Barrett Jones, God, okay, cool, right? Yeah, guys, I'm going hard this morning, so get in or get out, right? Okay, it's not a war. I know, it's totally not a war. And again, that's the other thing. Like, your president's such a fucking liar. Like, he just one day it's a war, the other day it's in a conflict, then it's an incursion, and like, oh my God, we're gonna take this little detour over here to Iran. Like, it's disgusting, and like, words matter, guys. I don't know if this like, again, I used to work in engineering. I used to work in aerospace, okay? We had this thing called nomenclature, right? If you put the wrong word on something, guess what? It's your ass. Like, you can't do that. Words matter, guys. You have to use the right terms when you're essentially talking about sending your sons and daughters to war. When you're talking about asking your government for $200 billion so you can go take a little incursion, okay? Shit matters. Words matter. Anyway, good comment, though. Okay, let's see. Let me guess. Mexico will pay for Hermes coastal. Well, yeah, 100%, right? And you guys remember Trump during his first term, he wanted $5 billion for a wall, right? He only wanted $5 billion for a wall. And again, Congress fought him tooth and nail. Trump literally tried to take it out of the defense budget. And they called him a criminal, right? They called him a fascist. And now that seems like the best deal of all time, if you ask me. But yeah, Mexico's not paying for shit. And guess what? After Iran, I mean, you guys know this. After Iran, Trump wants to go into Cuba, right? We started in Venezuela. We talked about taking over Greenland. Now we're going over to Iran. We want to depose that leader. Next, we're going to go to Cuba. We want to depose that leader. Then we're going to go into Mexico. You guys hear this? We're going into Mexico. We're going to then go into South America. And we're just going to hopscotch around the world and create this perfect utopia that Trump wants. Meanwhile, you guys are all going to pay for it. None of the cost of living for you guys are ever going to go down. I mean, the only way you guys can reduce your cost of living, there's a lot of people online that do this, is get on Social Security, make it to retirement, and then move to Mexico. Move to South America, one of these places like Costa Rica, right, which basically caters to rich Americans because your dollars will actually go somewhere. They don't go anywhere in America. The cost of living is so high here, and the money you guys make doesn't buy shit. You know, we got young people, like, I always lose when I say this, but again, what happened to kids having kids when they're 18 years old? Like, whatever happened to young people, you know, fucking around and having some kids? Like, whatever happened to starting a family before you're 21? Like, every step of the way, the last 20 years, ever since we started letting everyone go to academia, right? We sent everyone to college. Ever since we started doing that, no more kids. You know, nobody wants to have kids. They want a Louis Vuitton handbag. No one wants kids. They want to drive a Range Rover. You know, no one wants to have kids. They want to be the CEO. They want to be a girl boss. You know, it's like, there's been a lot of crazy changes in this world and in this country, and I don't know this for the best, guys. Like, we've got, at some point, we've got to go backwards. And the progress you guys are getting, you're getting tech progress. You're getting data centers. You're getting AI. You know, you're not getting anything that helps you guys. There's no increase in the housing supply, right? Again, if we don't have kids, the government is going to continue to let immigrants in here. People think that these immigrants just come in on their own. No, they don't. The federal government knows that the average citizen isn't going to vote to change the immigration rules, so they just look the other way and let all these people in here, because if they don't, who's going to do the work? I keep telling you guys, get people off welfare, teach them some shit, and make them go do stuff. But again, that's unpalatable too. Like, nobody wants a solution. We just want to continue down the slow road of printing money, having tons of debt, until eventually America has a choice. They're going to have to throw down the gauntlet, and they're going to say, you know what, China, you want your money? Get fucked. You know what, Japan, you want your money? I know you've been our ally for the last 70 years, but get fucked. We ain't paying you. We don't got any money. Because the interest on the debt keeps going up every year, guys. It's $1 trillion this year. It's 1.1 next year. It's 1.2 after that. Then it's 1.4. Then it's 1.6. Then it's 1.8. Do you guys see how this works? Like, within the next 20 years, there's going to be no money for you guys. And they're just going to say, well, we're just going to grow the economy. Every year they grow the economy, they spend more money. And they just print more money, okay? And I've got the history of what's happened, and we're going to look at it. And it's very disturbing, guys, what's going on here. So let's do comments for a few more minutes, and then let's go after the history of how did America start getting into debt, right? How did we start building up this massive debt that we're never going to pay back? Why is it okay? Who said that it was okay, all right? So the question that I asked is, why did the American debt start climbing, and what is the current trajectory, right? So I want to know, are we working to fix the situation? Okay, so here we go. More comments, guys. Let's do 5 more minutes of comments, and then we're going to start talking about the topic of discussion. Because again, I got tons of notes, and again, I think everyone should be wildly frustrated with what's happening in America. This country does not work for you. It works for the elite people. It works for the people that can skirt the law. It works for foreign countries that, again, no American's ever going to go to. It works for the military-industrial complex to overcharge you and produce things as inefficiently as possible. It's fucking disgusting. It's so disgusting. All right, here we go. Let's see, Sassy Mo, good name. 521. The greatest con to con the poorly educated, the poorly uneducated. Yeah, it's the uneducated that are the problem, dude. Like, again, I'm so tired of people, everyone telling everyone, oh God, it's the uneducated. You got to go to school. If you don't work with your hands, you're a fucking loser. Like, oh my God, if you go to work at 6 a.m., well, you must have failed in life. No, that's not the case. It's the experts, it's the academics, it's the people in government that have all the education that are screwing you guys. Like, you need some dumb people to do some shit, because guess what? The dumb people wouldn't send the money over to the military-industrial complex to do the most inefficient work possible. The uneducated aren't going to send money over to Israel when you could help people here in America. The uneducated don't have the time for bullshit. They don't have the time to, oh, let's figure out the best way to allocate resources. Let's do a 10-year ROI strategy session. Like, they don't have time for that shit. You know, money matters. The poor people actually know how the fucking economy works. And again, the experts will always tell you guys, no, this is how it works. Meanwhile, you're $39 trillion in debt. And if I go into the history of how the debt started, it's all war, it's all tax cuts, guys. That's all it is. And again, I'm a pro tax cut guy. I don't think anyone should be paying taxes. But if you look at the history of it, that's clearly what it is. And the problem is that once you do grow the economy, the Democrats, they then come in and just say, well, if you're going to get tax cuts and you're going to grow the economy, well, you got to allow us to spend more money. So then every bit of growth is eaten up in taxes. Every fucking bit of it. And the debt never gets paid off. Do you guys know we used to pay off wars by issuing war bonds? We used to pay off the debt by going to college and saying, hey, we need to go to war. We're going to have to pay for this thing. We're going to have to stimulate some money. And then they almost always paid it off. Okay? We don't pay off anything. We are a debtor nation. Everyone is in debt. Everyone lives on debt. The government lives on debt. There is no real economy, guys. It's all fake. Every bit of it's fake. Every time you put $100 in the bank lends out $1,000 on it, right? They lend $100 of your $100. You put in $100, they create $1,000. They then lend that $100 out to 10 other people. Those 10 people then create another $100, lend it to 10 more, and it just spiders out across the economy. The idea of buying a car with cash doesn't exist. The idea of buying a house with cash doesn't exist. Yet, it used to be normal. Loans used to be 10 years for homes. Then they became 20 years. Then they became 30 years. Now they're talking about 50 years. They're just stretching out the debt so that you guys can live and pay interest to the rich class forever. Forever, guys. Just keep paying your interest. Keep paying your subscriptions. That's what they want. That's the economy we've created. That's how your government operates. Nothing is real. Nothing. The idea of having a business that actually cash flows every day, right? Very difficult to do. Guess what? You can't fucking hire ROI strategists, data analysts. You can't have a marketing team and a branding team, and a team that goes over to China to make all your guys' shit. It doesn't exist. Wildly frustrating, guys. Okay, get rid of AIPAC. Yeah, AIPAC needs to go. Again, I say this all the time. The largest donator to AIPAC is the guy that owns OnlyFans, right? A Ukrainian American. makes $8 billion a year in revenue, pockets $1 billion a year, and guess what? He gives all the money to AIPAC that then pays to 94% of all the politicians in Congress. And guess why we're over in Israel right now? You think it's because the American people want to be there? No. It's because the largest donor to every politician in America is basically AIPAC. Again, paid for with you pouring money. So again, how do you guys like that? Do you like knowing that, what is it, 10 or 50% of all women 18 to 24 have been on or are on the OnlyFans website? Do you guys like that? Do you like promoting degeneracy in this country? You know, do you like that? I don't. I think it's fucking disgusting, you know, but again, everyone seems to be okay with it. Like, again, I would be shaming everyone in Congress now. If you take a fucking dollar from that AIPAC, right, which is supported by you pouring money, we're not going to vote you in office. But again, no one talks about it. Nobody wants to go on Google and learn a little bit, okay? It's disgusting. That's what, AIPAC is one of the largest donators in government right now. Like, disgusting, you know? So, you know. Okay, let's see. Lozo 18877 war. What is two armies are fighting? Okay, is when two armies are fighting. Yeah, I know. Again, war's changed, dude. I'm sorry to tell you this. All right, Orange Sunrise back in there. War, Orange Sunrise. Good to see you. War. Never celebrate war. Let's see. Barrett Jones. Pray for war. Stay in power. All right, cool. Hysterical laughter is all that is left. Like blissful idiots. I know, man. Great comment. All right, JS. Undoodoo concept of a war. Okay, not sure what you're saying there. Lazole says the question was, how are you doing this morning, by the way? I'm doing fine. Doing great this morning, right? A little bit frustrated. Let's see. Says, finding secrets, get a fucking job, bro. Why don't you actually type it in there, you bitch? There's no censorship here. You can say whatever you want, man. This isn't, you guys have noticed this on X? You guys notice on these platforms where like your major influences are on X, they always leave out a word when it's profanity. They always leave out a word when it's the word rape, you know, because the way they make their money is by being the most palatable version that they possibly can be, okay? One of the things I love about YouTube, we don't have to be palatable. We can talk like real people. There's no censorship on here for the most part. And we can talk as we want to talk about real issues. We don't have to censor ourselves. I hate being palatable. I hate the idea that I have to dance for everyone, okay? Again, I don't make my money on YouTube. I make my money because I have a real fucking furniture company. I have a real business that we make real money. We have real employees. We're not trying to sell courses on how to get rich. Here's my course on how to make furniture. You know, I don't have to be an entertainer for you guys. I don't have to dance like that fucking dumb bourbon mouth guy on YouTube. Oh, I'm gonna make some furniture today. Watch me make furniture. Oh my God. Let me see if I can go get my Ford sponsorship because I don't actually really make anything. I don't have a real business. I make people laugh. Hee. I don't have to do any of that shit. Okay, so we got real conversations here. I think that's why people like this channel. All right, Warlock Man, good name, dude. Okay, let's see. It is fuck before he got there. I know. Bear Jackson 645. Y'all see Trump's say Gavin Newsom is president. Yes, say no. Again, Gavin Newsom might win. If Gavin Newsom runs for president, I'll vote for the guy. Why not? Again, I've said it before. Like taxes got to get to like 60%. You know, we got to let all the illegal immigrants in here. America literally has to become a third world country before we can finally get somebody in here who actually will bring us back to where Donald Trump said he was going to bring us, right? Do the mass deportations, put massive tariffs on the third world, you know, really lower some taxes, really put people in a position to keep more of their money. Guy didn't do any of it, none of it. You know, a president that will really end wars, right? A president that will really get us out of all these third world, you know, cluster fucks, right? And yeah, Trump, what a disappointment, man. Okay, JS says job numbers suck. Yeah, jobs suck too. You guys notice that they're not talking about the job numbers anymore because again, what did we lose? 92,000 last month, and then they revised 2025 down 1 million jobs. Okay, and again, I'm not against job numbers that go down aren't necessarily a bad thing. You got to look at where the jobs are going. Okay, give Donald Trump credit. He cut the federal government down 10%. Right? You got to give the guy credit for that. If the federal government had 2 million employees, he's whacked out 200,000 of them. Okay, that's meaningful. That is something that needs to happen. Okay, if the federal government worked for the people and actually provided services and made the country better, that would make sense. But they don't do it. The federal government is just a cesspool for your guys' tax dollars. They move that money around wherever they want. There's no metric that says, hey, look, if you don't create a better situation for the average citizen based on what your department is supposed to do, things like the Department of Education, guess what? You're fucking gone. Things like UPS or USPS, you guys can't deliver mail. You can't be nice about delivering mail. You're gone. But there's none of that. It's just always more money, always more money. You never have to actually work for the citizen. You never have to actually do a good job. You never actually prove that you're being useful to America. It's just, give me money, taxpayer. I don't give a fuck if you don't like it. Give me money. I need money. Money, 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 money. That's all it is. All right, Jeffrey Cobbins, 8759, Breaking Bad. All right, cool. Yep, I've heard that one before. Okay, called Devin Newsom the president yesterday. All right, George. So let's see what in the comments. Let's see what I'm. Holy shit, guys, we got a lot of comments in here. Let's scroll down to the end. You guys want your comment read right away? Hit the super chat button. Hit the super gift button. We're happy to read it right away. Okay, this is Farrell VA Perron 9966. I mean, they're more than just the kids cost a lot. There's a huge clutch on someone's life. Me personally told my kids to wait to have kids, live life first, because I had kids at 18. Okay, well, again, I don't know that's good for the economy. I don't know it's good for our country. This idea of going and live your life, go get your career first. Like, again, it used to be you got your shit together because you had kids, right? Because you got somebody else that relies on you. It's not, hey, I'm going to wait till I get my career figured out. I'm going to wait till I get my life figured out, and then I'm going to have kids. What ends up happening is you end up having kids in your 30s, right? You end up having kids in your 40s. Like, again, you can't even keep up with your kids by the time they're old enough. Like, this is not how it's supposed to work. Women aren't fertile into their 40s. Very difficult. Then you end up with a society where every woman's doing IVF because she wanted to be, Carrie Bradshaw in Sex and the City. She wanted to go, hook up with a bunch of dudes and live her best life, working on becoming a master of the universe. Like, it's not supposed to be that way, guys. Like, again, I sound like a misogynist douche when I say this, but I'm old enough to realize that when you send women out in the workplace, okay, and this is going to sound terrible, guys, just hear me out on this. When women create businesses, look at the businesses they create, okay? They almost exclusively create businesses for other women, okay? And this is all you need to know. They're not interested in helping men. They don't want to help men. Meanwhile, men want money. Women want to help other women. And this is what you end up with. You end up with businesses that, again, might be good for kids. You might find businesses that are good for women. Very rarely are they good for men, okay? And again, we know this. You guys remember that Elizabeth Holmes girl? Remember she created that you could prick your finger and it would analyze your blood right away. It was like revolutionary. Like they put her on the front of all the magazines. They built her up as she was going to be the next Steve Jobs. Again, that would have been an invention that was good for humanity. Guess what? It was all bullshit. Every bit of it. Meanwhile, you take someone like Sarah Blakely, who founded Spanx, which she sold for $1 billion. Women's shapewear line, okay? Again, they could have expanded into menswear, but no, it's all for women. And this is what they do. And again, no shade against them. I'm not... You do what you want to do, but at the end of the day, it's men that create shit that's good for society. Women create shit that's good for women and maybe kids. That's what you get. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. When you tell all women, hey, you need to go to college, you need to go be a girl boss, you need to go make some money, okay? It doesn't necessarily help, guys. Like, it's not great for everyone. It's good for a select few, and that's just kind of how I see it, So it's like, look at my company, okay? My wife started this company. Again, I came in and helped her grow it. We turned it into what it is today. We make furniture for women. 94% of all my customers are women. And again, it's fine. I got a business, whatever. Again, it's just kind of how I see it. Okay, Titan Bruce in here. Titan, good to see you, dude. My first son was born when I was 20 and my wife was 19. We had 3 more children before we turned 30. Man, good for you, dude. And again, that's what I'm talking about. Like, again, it used to be there was a partnership between the employer and the employee, okay? Once we sent all the jobs to the third world and we sent everyone to academia, that was broken. Okay, there was no incentive for the employer to be loyal to the employee because guess what? They can go to the third world. And if the employee doesn't like it, guess what? The business can bring the third world in here and they'll get good employees that way. It got broken, guys. And this is what I talk about on this cast all the time. You've got to cut off the third world. Places like China, places like Vietnam, places like letting South America in here for the businesses to hire these people. Okay, it has to happen. It's the only way we're going to fix this country, guys. And there's no way for the employer to stay loyal to the employee and the employee to stay loyal to the employer. It's all broken. The employer leaves, the employer looks for other employees all the time because they want to lower their costs, right? They want to lower their regulatory burden, right? The employee looks for another job because they can't make enough money because they're competing with the third world for making shit, and they're competing for the third world coming into the country to then work for the same employer. So the employer knows they don't have to pay you a bunch of money. So the employee is always looking for the next opportunity. Where can I make a couple extra bucks an hour? Where can I add $10,000 onto my salary? Where can I get a little bit of better healthcare benefits, right? And it's all fractured. Like, why would anyone buy a home if they've got no loyalty from the employer-employee relationship? What's the incentive to buy a home? If everyone's just looking to leave, why should you plant roots? It's a major problem. And it used to be you didn't think about it. You just, whatever, I want to get laid, man. I want to go find some chick when I'm young, I want to get some pussy so I can, start a family. I can do what men do, and then we make some kids. Most kids are oops babies. But again, if you can't get people into houses young, what's the point? If you can't get an employer that needs the employee and vice versa, you end up in a situation where no one's loyal to anyone. And it's wildly frustrating, guys. It's wildly frustrating what's happened in this country. So, Titan, I said, you would probably agree with what I'm saying here. I think we're kind of on the same, we're kind of speaking the same thing here. All right, ears better somehow. I'm not sure what's going on there. What's non-Lampo Po? We got to let in more immigrants. It will benefit us all. I know, and you guys, you fucking people, like, you guys just think that everything should be cheap. They terrify you guys. Oh my God, it's going to be more expensive. Lettuce is going to be $10 a head. What? I can't get strawberries in April. Like, oh, or I can't get strawberries in December. Like, it's just like, you guys are terrified of work. Academia has warped you guys so much that you're terrified of getting on a roof and shingling a roof. You're terrified of digging a foundation. You're terrified of owning a restaurant and actually having to work behind the grill. You're terrified of doing real work. I'm so frustrated with what has happened in this country. And again, I'm one of these people, we need smart people, but guess what? Most of you guys ain't smart. Most of you people aren't that intelligent. Again, I never graduated high school. I'm the first to admit I'm a fucking retard. But again, I figured out just by working hard. It's not that complicated to make in America, guys. You just show up every day, show up on time, volunteer for everything, and then suddenly you're gonna get all the opportunities, even as a dumb shit that doesn't have a college degree. Like, it's so frustrating what's happened to this country. But again, we love convenience, right? We love cheap shit. We love $7 t-shirts from fucking Temu. Again, believe it or not, guys, it's awesome owning a business. It's a shit ton of work, and you'll probably never get rich, but there's a lot of benefits to working for yourself. There's a lot of benefits to teaching other people things. There's a lot of benefits to watching other people grow their skills based on the thing that you created, the sales that you created. You know, but when everyone just wants to work 8 to 5 for somebody else, y'all want healthcare, y'all want dental. But again, the corporations you work for, they bring the third world in here because they don't want any of that shit. And when you guys get a little iffy about wanting things, well, they send all the work to the third world, because why would they pay you? Like, what's the point? Why should they pay you guys money when they got AI, right? Go build a data center. They can get an AI to work for 3 cents a day. You know, they don't want healthcare. They don't care about nice working conditions. They don't care about, you know, the cost of insurance, the cost of vehicles, the cost of homes. Like I said, we're creating a society, guys, that is going to leave all of you behind, and it's wildly frustrating. Okay, let's see if, we got to let in more immigrants. It will benefit us all. All right, cool. All right, Feral Vaporian, 9966. I mean, 9 billion in fraud doesn't help either. I know there's so much fraud, guys, and the only way to fix it is to cut off the tax dollars. That's it. You guys want to find out where the fraud is? Cut the money off. That's all you got to do, because the people that complain the loudest are the people that are the fraudsters. Elon Musk said this while they were doing Doge. You saw it everywhere. Again, Doge cut 215 billion in 6 months, and then Elon Musk got so much backlash from Congress that he gave up. He said, fuck this, it ain't worth it. The smartest guy that our society or the people that are living today are ever gonna know, the smartest guy said, it's broken, it can't be fixed. Like, that should tell you guys something. The guy that literally creates real products, which is the hardest thing to do in America. You guys notice that everybody says, oh my God, I'm a business owner. I'm a business owner. I got a business. I'm an entrepreneur. And they make all their shit in the third world. They white label their products, right? They make all their Chinese made bullshit, and they try and sell you guys on a website and call themselves a business owner. They try and sell you guys a course, right? A lot of digital products. That fucking idiot Bourbon Moth, right? He's the guy that tries to sell you guys drawings everywhere. Oh God, buy my drawings about this bullshit product that I made that nobody would ever actually buy. Buy my courses, right? Here, I'm gonna tell you guys how to get rich. Everyone's got a digital product, or they make the shit in America, because doing work in America is really fucking hard. Like, it's so difficult. Being a real business owner in America is the hardest thing you'll ever do, because you're fighting everybody. You're fighting the tax man, you're fighting employees, you're fighting regulations from the federal government, from the state, from the county, from the city. You're fighting everybody. It's the hardest thing to do in the world right now. It's insane. And we got a couple of business owners in here. They'll tell you guys, it's fucking impossible here in America. And again, they're not trying to make it easier for you guys. They're actually trying to make it hard. They are trying to create so much regulation in this country that you literally have to bring the third world in to do the work, or you have to send the work to the third world, because there's no regulation in the third world. And the people that come in here, they don't give a fuck about regulation. They just want to get paid because they've never seen so much opportunity in their lives. Like, we think that we're oppressed if the Wi-Fi doesn't work and we got to work 40 hours a week. These guys will work 80 hours a week, 3 jobs. every week, right? We can't compete with that. Yet we're acting like, it's somebody else's fault. Like we created the situation in America. Like we did it to ourselves. Yeah. All right, Bitcoin to the moon. All right, well, let's hope so, man. What is Bitcoin at? Like Bitcoin's down like 50%, isn't it? I think I read that Bitcoin's in bad shape right now. Maybe it's a buying opportunity. I don't know. I don't know if Sun Tzu's in here, man. Sun Tzu's a big Bitcoin guy. He buys lots of Bitcoin. He knows all about it, so we'll have to see what he says. America owns over 80% of its own debt. What are you talking about? They hold our bonds for interest and we spend their money enterprising the world. Where would you learn what you are? See, where did you learn what you are spewing? Oh boy, you're one of those people. Okay, well, I learned what I know because I actually have to pay taxes, right? I actually have to deal with every state in America, right? So I actually know how tax policy works. I have 2 manufacturing businesses in India where I manufacture brass hardware that I then import into America. So I actually understand how tariffs really work, right? I actually have to pay people. I got 9 employees, which means I actually understand how hiring and firing really works. Like I actually understand what would actually fix the illegal immigration problem because I'm the dumb fuck that has to pay the W-9, do the W-2 instead of E-Verify, which would actually fix the problem, okay? Again, you guys have been propagandized about the experts and about how the economy really works. Like the economy, it's all debt, guys. The minute you shut the debt off, the economy folds. The cost of everything plummets 50%. And guess what? The money that you make, if you have a job left, will actually buy some shit. Just like when I was 21 years old and I bought my first home on a dumb fuck salary, building furniture, making like 15 bucks an hour, okay? This is what really needs to happen. So again, when everyone says, oh God, we just need to continue to buy our debt. We need to continue to print money. We need to continue to let Japan buy our debt, continue to let China buy our debt. When we let all these countries continue to buy this debt so the federal government can then print money, we're not making our lives better, guys. It's actually getting worse, But again, it's slow. It's the frog in the boiling pot, But again, let the experts tell you what you guys want to hear. Let the people on Fox News and X tell you guys how the economy works, even though the smartest person that's ever existed in our lives told you the fucking system's broken, Elon Musk makes a physical product, okay? Elon Musk literally created a web of satellites that blanket the entire globe. It's called Starlink, okay? Elon Musk created an automobile, okay? There's been no improvements to the automotive industry in my lifetime. Again, everyone's gone out of business. Pontiac's gone. Well, Hummer, is Hummer still here? I think Hummer might be gone. Geo's gone. I mean, there's all kinds of companies that have tried. Scion, they're gone. Elon Musk created an electric car company. Did it by himself. And again, everyone says, oh, the federal government. Go fuck yourself. You know how hard it is to create something in this country? Like, most people that try and do something fail. That guy has created satellites all over the world, created an internet system. Like, you guys get ready. You think you're going to use internet on your phone? This is gone in 10 years. It's all going to be Starlink. It's all going to be Starlink. Elon Musk is going to license Starlink to places like Verizon, places like T-Mobile. And again, it's all going to be satellite-based. The days of what we have going on today are gone. The idea of you getting internet by these fucking archaic cables, Elon fixed all that shit. Elon Musk creates this company called the Boring Company. The Boring Company literally bores tunnels underneath the earth, and he's trying to create essentially highways underneath the earth. Because again, if everyone just operates on the same plane with automobiles, well, you got to go under, you got to go up. You can't just, there's no road left, right? Otherwise, you got to take people's property. You got to use eminent domain for everyone, right? And there's a whole bunch. I mean, look at California trying to put the fucking monorail thing that they're trying to do out there in California. $24 billion down the tubes. No one's got any rail, okay? Elon Musk did all this stuff, right? He's created Neuralink. He's actually got guys putting implants in their brains and they're talking, right? They're moving robots with their minds. They're typing with their minds. I mean, wild shit, okay? That guy said the fucking system's broken. And people are just like, oh, they just, oh, fuck that guy. He's dumb. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's an idiot. If it wasn't for the federal government, Elon Musk would be nothing. I mean, there's even people that say, oh, Elon Musk didn't found Tesla. He bought it. Like, people are so dismissive of hyper-intelligent Einstein-level people, Thomas Edison-level people, Henry Ford-level people. They're just so dismissive of it, It's just, it blows my mind, And again, these people that talk about debt, like, oh my God, debt's great. America just buys its own debt. Like, America owns it all. America owns everything. Like, you guys are, I'm tired of you guys. Like, you're literally spewing the most wild, salacious bullshit that's been spewed for the last 50 years. Like, we're just done with it. Your guys' system has, we're going to grow ourselves out of debt. We're going to grow the economy so much through tax cuts. It ain't happening, guys. And if it were happening, we would see it, but it's not happening. The Reagan experiment failed. And again, I'm a Republican. I'm a guy who is anti-tax. I think we need a fucking tax revolt, but we're not going to get it. It's not going to happen. So, all right, but bomb bears, keep coming, man. Keep bringing it at me. I'd love to bat it back and forth with you. Again, I tell you guys all the time, I'm a guy, my opinion can be changed. You can sway my opinion one bit. I voted for Trump 3 times. Again, now I'm voting Democrat. I've been a diehard red guy forever, but I'm voting Democrat because we got to stop this guy. He's destroying this country. He's destroying our government. He's putting all of our allies against us, which again, I don't like NATO. I don't like Europe. I think they're all a bunch of pussies, that need some fucking men over there. And I think that we should have bailed out of NATO 20 years ago. I think that the reason the whole Russia-Ukraine conflict is going on is not because Russia's a bad country. It's because NATO literally walked up to Russia when Putin said, don't fucking do it. He did it for a long time. And finally, he's like, you know what? Here comes the pain, and then again, America's like, oh my God, we got to go fight these people, even though we pushed them into this conflict. I'm one of those guys, so I'm not, I can be swayed, and I'm also very kind of down the middle on issues. There's Democrat issues I like, there's Republican issues I like. As a business owner, I'm immune to bullshit. Because again, I got to fucking sell $100,000 worth of shit every fucking month to pay my people, to pay my taxes, to pay my rent, to make sure I can keep, paying for my mortgage. Like, I'm a normal dude that has to operate in the real world. I'm tired of you fucking experts trying to tell me what I don't know. Done with it. Like, you guys are all fucking liars, man. Okay, the thing about experts are beholden to who pays for them, right? And the other thing about experts is experts love to talk to other experts, which is basically a big circle jerk of people that live in the theoretical world. They don't live in the real world like we do. They live in a world where taxpayers pay their salaries, or maybe they got an endowment that pays their salaries. Right? They don't have to go fucking make sales every day. They don't have to convince somebody to give them money. They don't have to convince anyone to do anything. They just got to think. And we think that thinkers are good. And I'm here to tell you guys, like Henry Ford talked about this, like you get too many fucking financiers, you get too many thinkers, and shit stops working. And he talked about this shit back in the 1920s. Like, this is where we're at today. So, all right, Johnny Vega's back in here. Okay, damn, he deleted my post. Yeah, again, Johnny Vega, you put dumb shit in here, it's going to get deleted. Again, we get so many people in these streams in the morning that we got to get rid of you people. So you have to have a constructive comment. You got to contribute to the conversation. Otherwise, your comment will get blasted. It's not going to happen. You guys aren't going to get me to talk to your dumb shit, comments. It ain't going to happen, So all the gay posts, all the Jew posts, all the, whatever the, my fruit is on fire posts, all that shit's gone. Like, you're not going to get that here. This is real conversations with real people. And in fact, it's such a good conversation that we got people that come in here every morning and they volunteer to get rid of all you fucking people because no one wants to listen to you guys comment. Oh, let me see if I can get a reaction out of Eric for my dumb shit comment. Oh my God, Eric's going to read my dumb shit comment. It ain't happening here, So good luck, guys. Go somewhere else. Go talk to someone else. All right, I'm a socialist, and I still feel that America works well for me. Okay, well, it's cool. And again, I'm not opposed to the socialist system. You guys can prove to me that it works better, that it helps the American people more. I'm all for it. Like, I look at what happened in New York, that Mondani. And again, what did you guys expect? I mean, everyone's like, oh my God, everyone's going to leave New York. Everyone's going to leave New York, okay? There are some people that left New York, but most people are staying. Because again, rich people don't give a fuck. Now you get these people that'll say, well, you know what, the rich are going to leave America. The rich are going to leave America. They're going to move someplace else, okay? Do you guys know what it takes to actually leave America? Like, if you're say you're someone that's got $1 billion, right? You got $1 billion in assets. You guys know you have to pay to leave this country? That costs money when you have a bunch of assets to leave this country? Go Google it. So when the people on Fox News are like, oh my God, you can't increase taxes. We can't do that. Everyone's going to leave. Yeah, they might leave New York and move down to Florida, but that's about as far as they're going to go. They're not going to escape the clutches of the American. You're fucked paying the federal tax collector, and so are the billionaires, right? You think Jeff Bezos is going to leave America, right? It ain't going to happen. He might go buy a home in France, but he's not leaving America. Like, trust me, when you actually renounce your citizenship and actually leave America, you're going to pay a lot of money to do it, So, again, none of these people are ever leaving. They're not going anywhere because it costs too much money, So. But again, I got no problems with socialism. If that's what you want to do, try it. It doesn't seem like it's worked anywhere that we've tried to do it, but if that's what the people want to vote for, at least the people are getting what they voted for. And in America, this is a constitutional republic. If people want to vote themselves into oblivion, they can. But I'm here to tell you guys right now that your government is captured. Your country is captured, no matter whether you vote left or no matter whether you vote right. Your taxes go up a little bit, they go down a little bit, but at the end of the day, you pay your 22.5%, and that's all they care about. Keep paying your fucking money, wagey. Keep paying your money, you blue-collar idiot. Keep playing your money, you educated, amazing person with your blue hair and your fucking bull ring. Like, keep paying your money. That's all they care about, guys. And they pit the poor against the weak. They pit the they pit the black guy against the white guy. They pit the woman against the man. And this is what they do. It's all a scam to keep you guys, keep paying your taxes, keep you focusing on somebody else, not the person that's fucking you. So, sorry guys, you're getting a lot of F-bombs this morning. So if you guys don't like profanity, sorry, dude. I never graduated high school. I've worked around a bunch of dudes my entire life. I worked in a factory for 20 years, and this is how the real world actually talks. We don't bleep out our lives. We don't say, oh my God, oh fiddlesticks, oh fudge. We're not trying to be palatable here. That's why I think people like this conversation, a real conversation with real people. All right, Lizelle says, we all know that, and guess what? Nothing is changing. I know, and again, I'm one of these guys that's super frustrated. All right, going down through comments, guys. I know we got so many comments in here. Let's keep going down. You guys want your comment read right away? Do super chat, do super gift even. I'll read your comment. All right, the Compound YT. We must be saints. All right, Chillo, Y96, universal health care and universal income are needed. Okay, well, Chillo, again, I told you guys, every country that we go fight for and every country that we talk shit has all these things, right? The NATO countries, they all have universal health care and they have universal child care. And why are they able to have that? Because they don't have to pay for their defense. Again, when America goes over and fucks with the Middle East, well, guess what's kind of close to the Middle East? Europe, right? When we go over there and fight Ukraine and deal with Russia, okay, why isn't Europe fighting that war? Because America is NATO. America fights these wars. And again, all these countries that we fight these wars for have universal health care and universal child care. That little country, Israel, 9.5 million people, the size of New Jersey. Amazing amount of influence on America. Gets $4.5 billion every year from us in a contract, by the way. They're trying to do it for 20 years right now. They're getting $2 billion a day from us right now. Not $4 billion a year, $2 billion a day. They have universal health care, universal child care. All of these countries, they literally incentivize the young people to have kids because they're trying to bring their birth rates up. We don't do any of that in America. None of it. But we pay for everyone else's defense so that they can have the universal child care, universal health care. The things that we say we want here in America, we don't get because we're paying for everyone else's defense. We get $1 trillion a year in defense spending, no problem. Wildly inefficient, wildly overpriced, hasn't been audited in like 8 or 9 years at this point. We got all the money in the world for that. No money for you guys. And it's wildly frustrating. It's so, and again, I say this as a guy who doesn't think we should be paying taxes. I don't believe in universal health care. I don't believe in universal child care. But the older I get and the more I learn, your country doesn't work for you. It doesn't work for you at all. Like, I would much rather pay for universal health care, universal child care here in America, and tell NATO to go fuck themselves, tell the Europeans to get some balls back, tell Ukraine and Russia, go fuck yourselves. Russia, you want Ukraine? Great, go take it. If you're Ukraine, if you can keep it, good luck. We ain't fucking paying for it. We're done. Israel, you want to go fuck with everyone in the Middle East? Go for it. But you better fucking be able to keep it because you don't got Big Daddy America paying for your way anymore. We're done. We're taking care of our citizens. We're taking care of people here at home. We're not fighting all your guys' fucking wars anymore. We took care of you guys in World War II. We rebuilt all of you guys. We gave you the thing called the Marshall Plan, which literally let you rebuild the country. We could have taken over all of your fucking asses. We could have owned this world, but we didn't. We restrained ourselves. We pulled back. We helped you guys rebuild. And what have we gotten for it? What have we gotten for it? Fucking nothing. Absolutely nothing. We've gotten war. We've gotten death. We've gotten $39 trillion in debt. That's what we've gotten. It's fucking bullshit. I'm over it. I'm tired. I want the money to come back to the people. I want us to train the citizens that we have here to do some shit. Instead of letting people be generationally poor, right? Oh, my daddy was on welfare. My mommy was on welfare. These generations of people that have no fucking dads, instead of not incentivizing people to stay in the family, to be really young and promote it, we don't do that. We bring the third world in here to do the jobs instead of paying the urban people to do the work. Instead of training them to do the real work. We're like, well, hey, dumb black person, you need to go to college. Why do we say, hey, dumb black person, you need to go work for the fucking furniture maker down the street where you don't even have to take the bus? He's got a big fucking factory. All you guys can work there. We don't do that. Instead of saying, you know what, dumb black person, we're going to train you to do something. We're like, hey, business owner, why don't we incentivize you to go make that shit in China? Why don't you go make that shit in Vietnam where all the other fucking furniture's made? It's fucking bullshit, guys. It's such bullshit. I'm so frustrated with the incentives that we have in this country. We don't incentivize anybody to help our citizens. We don't incentivize our young people to fuck to have kids. It's just, no, go fuck for fun. Like, women, go have sex with as many dudes as you do, because once you get married, it's over, right? Guys, go bang as many chicks as you possibly can, because again, once you get married, it's over. Having kids, nah, it's kind of for the birds. It's overrated. Like, having little mini-me's, like, it's not as fun as it is. Like, go play Call of Duty. Like, go look at YouPorn. Why don't you go fund the guy who's the greatest funder of AIPAC? Go get a subscription to YouPorn and fund AIPAC, so then they can then give money to Israel. Go give all the defense, send the military over to defend Israel. Like, it's wildly disgusting what we incentivize. As I get older, guys, it's all just a big, giant scam. The only way to fix it, guys, is to cut off the taxes. Give more money to the states. Let the people move where there's an alignment with their beliefs, with how they want to work, what they want to do. Let these people move to the states. Let the federal government incentivize people to move from state to state to state that aligns with what it is that they want to do. But what we pay in taxes, guys, it's not worth it. We're not getting anything for the money. It's all being wasted. Your Congress people don't have to operate, in the society that they've created. It's so frustrating. All right, Titan says, no all caps. All right, there you guys. Titan's one of our moderators, guys. Sun's also one of our moderators in here. They just come in here. They do this out of the goodness of their heart, and they shut all your dumb comments down. So you guys got a very qualified, good group of commenters in here. Only good comments are coming in, so I hope that people like this. If you guys like this kind of stuff, hit the like button. If you value discussions where, again, all the bullshit guys are literally pushed out by the moderators, hit the like button, subscribe. We try and do this once a day. I try and do a talk once a day about 6 o'clock. We talk for a couple hours about current events and, cathartically release, you might say, and then we go to work. It's a good way to start the day. So, all right, Hero Liner, 6550. You're going to vote Democrat for Kamala Harris or for Newsom. That's a smart move. I know. And again, this is the thing, guys. I am a lifelong Republican voter. I was so excited to get Donald Trump in here based on what he ran on, his MAGA platform, which I went over yesterday. I'm not going to go over it again. Donald Trump has done almost nothing that he ran on. Again, I believed that after COVID, things had gone so far to the left, right? We had censored words. We had censored speech. They literally tried to create a ministry of truth, right? Do you guys remember this? That Nina Jankowicz bitch? Like, they tried to create a ministry of truth. That's how far left this country went. Like, again, you couldn't, when I was living in corporate or working in corporate America, I had to go to implicit bias training every year. I basically got called racist every day. I was paid $33 an hour to be told that I'm racist because I'm white. Even though my business, the company that I worked for, Gulfstream, had like 5 black people. It's all Asians and white people that work in aerospace because the black people can't get in there because they can't get off the fucking weed. The black people don't have fathers that did any blue-collar work, so they don't have any fucking skills. The only skill they have is making babies and getting welfare. That's the only skill they have, and it's fucked up. It's a fucked up thing to say, but it's the truth. Meanwhile, you got all the Asian people. They're doing all the upholstery work. They're doing all the interior work because guess what? Generationally, they were all in seamstress work. They were all people that worked with fabrics. Generationally, all the white guys like me, we had dads that were welders, plumbers, electricians, union members. The black people got none of that shit. And it's fucked up. I'm the only guy on YouTube that's saying, you know what? Let's fucking get these guys off welfare. Let's teach them some shit. Instead of telling them go to college, go to trade school, why don't we incentivize the businesses through tax credits to hire these fucking people? Like, let them stay on welfare, pay them $15 an hour, give the business owner a $10,000 tax credit, and let's get these guys some skills. Let's get them some useful jobs that they can then take out in the world and go make some money. Maybe they can have some fucking kids, and instead of teaching them how to get on welfare, look up to rappers, look up to fucking musicians, look up to entertainers. Maybe they can look up to furniture makers. Maybe they look up to welders, plumbers, auto people, the people that made this fucking country. Maybe we can do something for this country that's good for society instead of basically buying votes through poverty. Oh my God, fuck the rich guy. They're the ones that's keeping you down, right? The rich guy is trying to help you. But no, they don't want to do it. They don't want to tell the truth about what the society really needs. It's, goddamn, guys, it's so frustrating. All right, looks like we've got a super chat in here. Anyone that puts in super chats, guys, I always appreciate it. So $2 super chat. Thanks for the big super chat. I love telling you guys that. It's so funny. Okay, no one cares how you feel. Okay, well, Big Boof, pass, please. I appreciate your comment, man, and clearly you cared enough to tell me that. You spent the $2. So, again, you got my support, dude. Again, come back in here and put your comments in here. Again, we always appreciate people putting their opinions in, whether they agree, disagree. I interact with all people. again, I go back and forth with everyone every day, and it's a lot of fun, guys. I appreciate anyone that wants to put in a super chat. It means a lot. And sorry it took me a minute to get your super chat. We got Chad 0001245 put in $2 super chat. Conquered by corporations, including Trump Corp. Yeah, dude. And so, Chad, what you're saying again, thanks for the big super chat. So I love listening to that Nick Fuentes guy sometimes. He always says that. I just find it to be so funny. It's just how he says it just cracks me up. So Chad's comment is just conquered by corporations, including Trump Corp. Yes, everyone is conquered by corporations, guys. And I tell you guys, this is my big shtick. This is one of the big things on this platform that when I'm talking to you guys about this stuff is the federal government is literally bought and paid for by by large corporations. And the way that is, and again, hear me out on this. Again, people don't necessarily believe me when I say this, but it all started in 1995 or 1994 when we passed NAFTA, and then 2001 when we let China in the World Trade Organization. Businesses flooded the third world with jobs, right? Manufacturing work. They sent all of our technology. They sent all of our scientific technology. They sent everything, our technical know-how. They sent it all over there so they get that cheap labor, right? And then the idea was that we were going to send everyone here to college, which sounds great. I'm not saying a lot of smart people went to college, and it was better for society for a long time. But what's happened is as we've sent more and more people off to college, there's only like 12 degrees that really matter. Your STEM degrees, your business degree, your psychology. Fucking everyone goes to degree for psychology. Communications, everyone goes to that. Well, what happens is basic supply and demand, guys. When you send people to college for 10 or 20 years and they all get the same fucking degree, what happens to that degree? What happens to the value of that degree? It goes down, right? It's just basic supply and demand. So then what happens is you bring about something like AI. Well, suddenly the people that are coming out of college, right, 24, 25 years old, they want to get their first job. Well, tough to get a job when you got the same degree as everyone. Well, then society starts saying, well, hey, wait a minute, I'm a woman. I've got a bachelor's degree. Hire me. And then businesses are like, okay, well, we got a whole bunch of degreed people in here. They like to hire from other degreed people. They like college people. And then they start hiring the women, right? Well, then the white guy's like, well, hey, what about me? They're like, well, you're a white guy. She's a woman. We're going to give her the job. Well, then the next person comes and says, well, hey, I'm a woman, but I'm gay. Well, okay, okay, well, we got to hire her. Well, she's gay. Well, I'm a woman too. But you're not gay. And you guys see how this thing snowballs. And eventually you have a situation where, again, you got millions of people with degrees. The value and the pay keeps going down every time you give out one of those degrees. Well, now you're left with what we have today. We're in a situation today where we're not building buildings anymore. We're not building houses anymore. We're not building power stations anymore. We're not building nothing because all the people that went to college created all the regulation, right? They want a safe place to live. They want safe air, safe drinking water. They want every tool nerfed. They want every place in the workplace nerfed. They want every car to have 14 airbags, 10 ABS systems, redundant everything. And you end up in a society that doesn't work. I use the example of the Francis Scott Key Bridge, okay? It literally, that barge hit it 2 years ago. Then when the barge hit it, they were supposed to rebuild it, right? There was a fucking working bridge there before. They were just supposed to go in and fix this thing, rebuild it, get it back in operation. It's 2 years later, they haven't even finished designing it. They're not even done designing the fucking thing, okay? The people in Baltimore don't have a working bridge because, again, all these people that went to college, right? All the people that make the decisions, right? The city planners, these kind of people, again, they got to design them. They got to make sure that, when they build this new bridge, it uses eco-friendly materials. They want to make sure those materials don't come from a place that used slavery, was on indigenous land. They got to make sure they got a certain amount of gay women, working on that bridge, designing that bridge. You got to have some, some LGBTQ representation. And you're with a situation where it takes 2 fucking years to design a bridge. Okay, we built the Empire State Building in 415 days. Still stands today. It's one of the most iconic buildings in America. We can't build a fucking bridge. We already had the plans. It was already built before. We just had to go in and fix it or build the same thing that was there before. Maybe splash some new paint on it. They can't do it. They can't get it done. The reason you can't build light rail in California is because they can't stop fucking planning. They can't stop, worrying about the Native Americans. They can't stop worrying about, making sure we got enough women on the team. They can't do things that the citizens are paying them to do. It's broken, guys. So now what we have today is the people that are in college that got the degrees, and again, 50% of everyone that went to college today thinks that their degree wasn't worth it, okay? It's because they can't make any fucking money, guys. They can't make any money. And then when they're like, okay, well, I guess I'm going to go be a tradesman. I'm going to go work in a factory because apparently that's how I can make money. Well, then the businesses, because again, you send all the manufacturing in the third world, then you send everyone to college while you're outsourcing all the real work. Well, then they bring the third world in here. And you're like, well, hey, I'm going to go be a tradesman. They're like, nah, Jose's got that. You're like, well, hey, I want to be a tradesman. I got to make some money, man. The degree didn't work. I did the thing you told me to do. I took out a loan. I'm in debt. I got to make some money. I need a house. I need a car. I need to have kids. I need to start living the American dream. And they're like, Nazara's got that. You know, Julio, he's doing all that work. And the guy that owns the business, he's raking in the cash. You know, and while everyone's in college saying, oh my God, we need a safe place to work. You know, I want healthcare. I want dental. I want 401k. I want pension. I want. The businesses are bringing that work in here. They're bringing the workers in who don't give a fuck about any of it. And the American worker's like, I should be able to afford to live on 40 hours a week. Okay? The guy that comes in from the third world, he doesn't give a fuck about that. He'll work 80 hours a week every day for the rest of his life because he's never seen so much opportunity. He's never made so much money. He makes so much money here being a hard worker, showing up on time, not bitching about everything, right? Not being on his phone, not smoking the fucking weed, you know, not caring about, you know, making sure everything's super safe. Like, you guys can't compete with him. This is the problem in America, guys. Unless you cut the third world off and start fucking doing some real work, you know, and yes, the cost of lettuce is going to go up. Maybe you're not going to be able to get strawberries in December. Maybe you're going to have to learn how to make some shit. Cutting the third world off where all the shit is made that allows you to have the convenient lifestyle, unless we cut these things off, which Donald Trump was supposed to do, you guys are going to continue to spiral and spiral and spiral and spiral and spiral until you will all end up on UBI. And that's what's coming. Elon Musk already said it. High-value UBIs coming to America. Again, guys, it's as plain as day to me. I don't know why more people don't see it, but everyone's bought and paid for by the corporations, dude, you know, so. All right, we got another super chat in here. Again, you guys want your comment read, do the super chats. Love talking to people. You can call me names. You can call me whatever you want. I don't care. So let's see, six-figure pipesmith. I want to know about you, six-figure pipesmith. Are you really a six-figure pipe worker? Are you a steam fitter? My dad was a steam fitter. Are you a pipe fitter? Tell me, what does he do? I'm curious. Your name's good. Okay, you are called a racist because you are racist. Okay, cool. I literally married an immigrant. I have 5 different nationalities that work in my business. I've got people from literally the entire world that work for me. But yeah, I'm the problem. So yeah, got it, cool. Thanks, dude. And again, the problem with what I love about doing these streams with you guys is, again, we can say words, we can talk openly and honestly about things. And I hate to say it, they're pipesmith, but most people I think probably disagree with you. You know, we don't do censorship here. You can't call me a racist. You're not going to convince me that I'm racist. You're not going to convince me that I'm sexist, misogynist. You're not going to convince me of any of that. Again, we can have real conversations here, and that's why people are here. You know, that's why people want to listen to this kind of conversation, because it's real from real people. I'm not a bot. I'm not paid to talk to you guys. Again, I make my money with a real factory. I tell anyone, you guys ever want to come visit me? You want to come talk shit to me? You want to just come see how it is that I make money? Look up The Resplendent Crow. I'm right here in St. Louis, Missouri. Come walk in. Big pink door, big brick factory. Come on in here, guys. But again, no one ever does. No one ever is interested in the real world. They all want to talk shit. They're all keyboard warriors, you know. So, but dude, I appreciate your comment. Thanks for the super chat. I always appreciate anyone that gives a super chat. You got my attention right away. Looks like Sun and Titan Brew are in here just knocking out tons of comments. All right, let's keep going. Guys, I want to read to you guys the history of our debt, right? Where it all went wrong, and I'm going to jump back into comments. Give me a couple minutes here, and then we'll dig back into what you guys are saying. We'll start with Dylan Murphy, 9853. Again, if you guys like this kind of content, hit the like button, add to the discussion. We got a lot of people talking today. A lot of people are interested in this stuff. America is captured. It's captured by corporations. It's captured by little tiny third world countries in the Middle East that we're never going to go to, that no American could probably find on the fucking map. Your tax dollars, you guys are literally all slaves for the tax man. That's what you guys are paying for. It's wildly disgusting. The only thing we can do at this point is a tax revolt, right? 10 million people send their taxes in on April 1st, and they're all blank. Again, the IRS can't come after all of us. Trump defunded it. It'd take a long time. Do that year after year after year after year after year. Cut this fucking federal government down to size. Or we need one state to push us back. One state that says, you know what, federal government, we're going to fight you guys. We're going to fight you in court. We're going to fight you with our National Guard. We're going to fight you with the full weight and power of our state government. And then you hope other states join, you know, and the only thing we can do, you guys are just, you're paying for your own destruction. And it is just there. I don't see any way to fix it. I don't see how you do it unless you cut off the federal tax dollars. Okay, here we go. So what happened with the debt? How did we end up $39 trillion in it? I'll give me 60 seconds. Give me 2 minutes here. We'll go through this. Okay. So historical context, from the founding of the United States to the 1970s, debt rose during major wars like the Revolutionary War, the Civil War, World War I, World War II, the crisis, Great Depression, but it was generally paid down. Generally paid down, okay? And generally paying down, I would mean at least 51% of the debt that was incurred during this time would be paid back down. I'll go with that, okay? It's generally paid down and stabilized in peacetime, meaning you stopped fucking spending. You slowed the spending down. After World War II, the debt to GDP ratio fell sharply from 106% in 1946 to 23% by 1974. Okay, you know we are? I think we're at 120% debt to GDP, and this happened during a time when we weren't technically at war. A lot of this debt continued to rise during peacetime. It became okay to just print fucking money and give it to people to buy votes, to pit the poor against the rich, to pit the middle class against the large corporations, to pit the white guy against the black guy, woman against man. That's what this debt is literally doing. It's just pitting us against each other, okay? Under Reagan, in 1981, 1989, all right, debt tripled from $900 billion to $2.6 trillion, right? Driven by large tax cuts, all right? Again, increased military spending, the Cold War buildup, and persistent deficits. Okay, now you may be one of these people that think that ending the Cold War was good. The tax cuts were great. It produced growth. All these things are true. But the problem is that when we got the growth, we increased the spending. Okay, you can't increase the spending when you get the growth if you have debt. If you want the citizens to pay their debt off, if the citizens can be audited, if the citizens have to live within a budget, so does the federal government, okay? When times get hard, if the citizen has to spend less because there's less money to go around, guess what? The federal government has to do the same if you're going to run a massive deficit. At some point, the federal government has to push down its spending. But nobody's willing to take less. I said it yesterday in my talk. I could get nobody to tell me what they would take less. Again, somebody put in a super chat. Tell me what you would pay less. What will you take less in taxes? What will you take less from your federal government? Whether it's tax cuts or it's welfare. What is it going to be? All right? In the 2020s, right, debt doubled from 5.9 trillion to 13.5 trillion. This is during the Bush era when we went and we fought in Iraq, when we went and fought in Afghanistan, when we sent everyone over to the Middle East. I signed up for the military in 2001, October. I want to go kill terrorists. Okay, a lot of people thought that way. We had the United States was galvanized. We wanted to go fuck shit up. And that's what we went and did. Everybody was on board. We don't have that today. There's nothing. And again, no one even asked to go to war today. No one even asked if the government is interested in paying for this war. No one even talks about paying for anything. They just go. Snatch leaders out of country. Send the military to go do it. Go snatch other continents, potentially. Send the military to go do it. Okay? They don't even ask the taxpayers anymore. And Congress isn't interested in checking the president. They're just like, oh, whatever. You do whatever you want. We don't want any part of this. The president just goes and does it, okay? Wildly frustrating, okay? So the debt doubled from 5.7 trillion to 13.5 trillion when we were overdoing all the wars. Again, Bush had his tax cuts. Tax cuts probably spread. You guys remember getting those checks from Bush? I think I got $1,500 back then. I remember that a little bit. Then we had the 2008 financial crisis. Remember all that TARP stimulus money? The banks are too big to fail. That was one of the largest mistakes we made in my lifetime. Most of those banks should have went bankrupt. The economy should have went into recession. And guess what? Inflation would not be anywhere near it is today. There would not be nearly as much printed money. The banks should have went under. It didn't happen. Go watch The Big Short, guys. Go watch some of these movies, Margin Call. If you guys can't understand this, you want to know what really happened, go look at those. Go watch those movies. They're fantastic. All right, 2010, 2020s. Debt surged from 13.5 trillion to 28 to 30 trillion dollars due to continued deficits and more tax cuts. Massive COVID-19 spending. $6 trillion were sent out in just relief. They paid you guys to stay home. They paid businesses to not produce shit. And then what happens when we gave everyone money? They didn't say, hey, you know what? You can have this money, but you ain't fucking spending it. They didn't say, you know what? Everything's turned off. We're not collecting rent anymore. We're not collecting mortgages. We're not collecting credit card payments. They didn't say you're not collecting money so that we can convince people to stay home. They just said, you know what? You guys continue operating your business, especially if you're a big business like Home Depot, Walmart, Amazon. Especially if you're a grocery store, if you're the trash man, if you're the guy that needs to go in and fix it, all you wagey blue-collar fucks, you're all going to work. All you white-collar workers, all you teachers, all you union people, you're all staying home. All you salaried motherfuckers, you work in finance, you all get to stay home and collect checks and live off the federal taxpayer when they send money to your businesses. Fucking disgusting. Disgusting what happened during COVID. Absolutely disgusting. So debt tripled, right? So debt went up. Debt has grown even faster, reaching 38 to 39 trillion dollars by March 2026, with annual deficits often exceeding $2 trillion a year. So it's off the rails. Money means nothing anymore. You guys are audited. If you do not file your taxes, you'll be audited. You'll be thrown in jail. Everything you owned in your fucking life will be leaned and sold off to pay your tax debt. Meanwhile, your Department of Defense has to do none of it. The people in your government that we are paying for, that we pay $174,000 a year, they're all millionaires. They all have massive stock portfolios. They could all insider trade. And when the average citizen says, you know what, we need to pass an anti-stock trading act, which we've done 3 times now, they won't even bring it up for a vote, because they know if they bring it up for a vote, they'll have to pass it. Your Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, kills it every time. Not interested. Fucking disgusting, guys. Absolutely disgusting. Nancy Mace wants to bring a bill before Congress to let everyone know who the sexual predators are in Congress. They won't even bring it up for a vote. Your government literally passes the Epstein Transparency Act so that we can let the people know what the fuck is going on. They redact everything. They hide it all. Department of Justice will not comply. FBI will not comply. CIA, not that they had to, but CIA will not comply. Nobody is complying. Your federal government does not work for you guys. It's absolutely disgusting, all right? So, current trajectory of federal debt. Listen to this. Total gross national debt, $39 trillion, right, as of March 2026, right? Debt rises $7 to $8 billion per day. Whew. $7 to $8 billion per day, guys. That's just the debt. Unbelievable. Debt held by the public, $31 trillion, right? Debt to GDP, 122 to 125% debt to GDP ratio. If you guys look at it back in history, any country that goes above 130% collapses. The only country that hasn't done it is Japan. And Japan's in deep shit. You know, they didn't fail for whatever reason, but everyone that goes, I mean, listen to Tom Billy. Tom Billy talks about this all the time. Every country in history that has gone above 130% debt to GDP ratio has collapsed. So we are really close. And again, it didn't happen with Japan. Maybe it won't happen with America. I don't know. But we're spending more money than we were at the peak of World War II, which was 106% of GDP. Like, do you guys feel like we're in World War II type situation? You know, and the thing that made the country great during World War II was the massive buildup of manufacturing, okay? We're not even trying to build up manufacturing in this country. I hate to tell you guys, when Trump said, oh, we're going to bring back manufacturing, he did fuck all. He did nothing. He brought a bunch of money in to build AI data centers, right? He brought in a bunch of money to build microchips, but he didn't bring in a bunch of money to build shit for you guys. You can build the data centers, you can build the fab plants, but you're not going to have long-lasting manufacturing jobs. Like, we're not going to let that happen, because guess what? Corporations don't want to pay you a living salary. They don't want to pay for you to have health care, universal child care. They don't want to pay you guys to incentivize you to have kids. They don't want to pay you a salary that you can buy a fucking home, pay off your student loans. They don't want to pay you real wages. They'd rather send the work to the third world or bring the third world into America so they don't have to pay you. And put you all on fucking welfare, guys. All of you are going on UBI. Every one of you. Unless we turn this bitch around. Like, you want to hear about the projections? The projections, I'm not even going to read it. It doesn't matter. You guys know it's all fucked. Okay, anyway, let's take back into comments, you guys. So the trajectory is really bad, you know, and again, it pains me to say this, guys. If you're in the stream, hit the like button, guys. We should be up to 50 likes by now. Again, we're reading your super chats. We're reading all your guys' gifts. This is a real conversation with real people. We got moderators in here. They're blasting everyone that puts in their stupid comments. We're talking about real shit here, okay? If you guys like this kind of comment or this kind of content, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. You guys want to know how to run a business. You want to know how to build furniture. You want to know how to paint furniture. You want to know how to work with metal. That's the kind of content I put on this channel. I own a real factory. I'm not some fucking guy in my garage telling you guys I'm super successful and I own a business. I'm not making shit in China telling you guys I'm a business owner. I actually make real shit, real Americans, real American products I sell to Americans. Everything's made in America. When the guys tell you how tariffs really work, I actually got 2 manufacturing facilities in India where we get all of our hardware made. I work with them all the time designing shit, okay? So when you want to know how tariffs really work, how the supply chains really work, I actually deal with it. I didn't go to Wharton School of Business. I'm not some fucking expert on Fox News. I'm not the guy who promotes small business but has never owned a small business in his life, right? I'm not that Alonzo, whatever the hell his name is on Fox News all the time. Guy's never had a job in his life. Real business owner, real shit. So, all right, Sunset says, Herb, you managed to leave out Trump protecting pedos. Yeah, Trump doesn't give a fuck, guys. Not a degree. All right, not sure what's going on there. Bow YB Vermont, 7652. Do you have a job? God, dude, I'm not even going to respond to that. All right, Bob Brown, 8798. Christmas story lab. Yeah, everyone loves the lamp. I'm supposed to do the, look, it's a hat, guys. Everyone likes when I do that. I don't know what to make of that. So, all right, quick drink of coffee here. Okay, what are we at? We're at 95 minutes. All right, we're doing good, guys. We got another 25 minutes. All right, Deleuze says he owns his wife's company or something. Exactly. That's you nailed it, dude. All right, Sergeant Storm 3687. That don't care about the product. They don't care about. Okay, I'm not sure exactly what you're saying there, but you're saying something about the product. All right, Sons put in the website. There you go, guys. You want to know what I do? That I'm not some shill, right? That I'm not some guy that just I talk for a living. It doesn't work that way. All right, go look at this one. All right, Son says Bruno Perlow B5R. If you're poor, it's your fault. No, Bruno, and you guys are the fucking problem. It's not the poor's fault that they're poor, right? And you people this is what you guys do. You literally pit the people that have something against the people that have nothing. It's always somebody else's fault, okay? It's not the poor's fault. It's not the rich people's fault. What it is how we look at the poor. And again, I tell you guys all the time, we started this company with poor people. They didn't want to hang when we became a real company. They didn't want to hang when it came time to actually do some real fucking work. When it came time to produce a better product, a better customer experience, they didn't want to hang. So we got rid of all of them, okay? The problem with the poor is that there aren't people in their lives that teach them how to really work. They don't know what real work is. And people always say, oh God, they work at Subway, they work at Taco Bell. You know, when I go to Chipotle, I see black people working all the time. These are not real jobs, guys. The kids used to do this work. Now you got people that got 3, 4, 5 kids on welfare doing these jobs. They can't make enough money. They're still collecting welfare and a check from the company they work for. They then take that check, they buy shit from the company they work for that doesn't pay them any fucking money so they can be back on welfare. The business owners collect big fat paychecks. They make millions and millions of dollars. Their shareholders collect tons of money in dividends, and the fucking poor learn nothing. Absolutely nothing. That's what has to change, guys. You got to teach these guys something. You got to get them into trade programs. You got them into small businesses. You got to get our society back to where the businesses teach people how to do shit. They take a chance on people coming out of high school. They give people that are in high school jobs. They teach them how to work. They teach them how to operate in society. And again, we got this massive class of poor people we don't want to teach anything to. We're just like, fuck them. Let them all stay on welfare. We'll pay our taxes. Let them stay on Section 8. Give them some WIC. They want to have a bunch of kids. All those kids can be generationally poor. Let them. That's what we do in society. That's the fucked up thing about it. And then we get people on here like Bruno saying, oh my God, oh yeah, it's the poor's fault. Like they got they have nothing to do with it. It's all the rich people that put them that way. I hate these kind of comments. I detest these kind of comments. And this is what keyboard warriors do. They don't want to talk about the real problem. Okay, it's not the poor's fault, but you can't deny the fact that you have generationally impoverished poor people that can't fucking get off welfare because they're not taught how to work. They're not taught what real work looks like because they don't have any fucking fathers. None of the men work. The men work at Taco Bell. The men wake and bake, smoking fucking weed all the time. The men watch Netflix and play video games all the time because they don't know what real work is. They've never seen it. God, it's so frustrating listening to you fucking keyboard warriors. You guys drive me crazy. All right, yeah, Titan Brew again, like Titan Brew, and again, Titan Brew knows this. Titan had an asphalt company. Again, ask Titan. Titan, tell them what real work looks like. You know, you and your wife had a fucking company. You guys figured it out. You need more people to do this kind of stuff. You probably started out fairly young, and Titan figured it out. He retired. He's done. He put in his time, and he's on moving on to do other things. He's spending his time moderating a stupid, live stream with you guys, right? Ditching out the bullshit comments. You guys get some real information in here. Okay, and again, I appreciate all my moderators. You guys are awesome. All right, Rolf Palmquist, 1594. That's why you have union. Everyone works by the same rules. Yeah, again, that's the fucking union conversation, guys. Like, I like unions. I grew up in a union family. Unions aren't necessarily the answer. There are some good things about union. You need a better quality of business owner, guys. And when you let educated people increase regulations so that no normal people can start businesses. When you let educated people tell you guys that, oh my God, don't do tariffs, because again, they'll raise the price of goods. There's no incentive for businesses to hire you guys at the wages that you need to live in America under the regulatory environment that you need to operate a business. This is why you guys can't make any fucking money. Unions aren't going to do it. Unions aren't the issue, right? Like, God damn, like, unions had a place, they were great. I'm kind of a pro-union guy, but there's some things about unions that people don't understand. Again, when you work in a union environment, the employees are loyal to the union, not the people that have to go sell the fucking product to give you guys jobs. This thing I hate about people that push unions. Unions unions have no idea what it takes to fucking convince someone to buy a product. All they care about is their salary and their benefits. And that's all they care about. You know, I'm here to tell you, union workers, the guy in China does just as good a job as you do. You're not special. Union guy, the guy that comes in that works illegally, does just as good a job as you guys do. And this is the thing that you can't convince union people. Oh, yeah, we do the best work. We do the best work. Again, I used to work in aerospace, tons of unions. You know who the union guys are? They're these fucking guys that drive in on Harleys every day. They got beers that hang down their chest. They got fucking earrings. They love to get high and drunk at lunch. Like, these are your union workers, guys. And again, no shade on unions. What I'm here to tell you guys is unions aren't special. You need a better class of business owner by allowing more people to start businesses. It's supply and demand. That's all it is. That's all it is, guys. You know, so I push back hard on the union thing. Again, I got no problems with unions, but they are not the answer. It's like, oh, all we need is unions. That's all we need in America. We just need unions. Fuck me, man. It's like the same arguments over and over with you people. It's the same thing. There's like 4 different things that you guys talk about, you know. The poor, never the poor's fault. Unions would fix everything. Rich people, bad. We can't get universal health care. That's all you guys have. That's all anyone has. That's it. All right, UBI is money for nothing, basically. Yeah, it is. See, add the only one that will be on UBI is yourself. Add the only one that will be on UBI is yourself, sir. And again, I'm going to be on UBI. Eventually, like I said, the poverty keeps going up, right? So the threshold for poverty keeps going up. Right, another super chat here. Thanks, dude. We'll read it in just a second. Poverty keeps going up. Eventually, poverty, the verbiage, right, the nomenclature, as I say, is going to get replaced from being welfare to being UBI, right? They're going to destigmatize. Like, oh, UBI is not so bad. You know, like, whatever, man. You know, it's not welfare. You know, it's benefits. It's not food stamps. It's EBT. You know, they keep dumbing it down and then send everyone to college. Like, what used to be an A, you know, is now C quality work. You know, oh my God, we're going to dumb down education so we can let more people get in the education system and therefore more people are educated, right? We dumb down what it means to be smart. You know, we fucking dumb down everything in this country. Like, again, the exceptionalism, the meritocracy that we used to have here, it's gone. It's gone, guys. All right, super chat. Who put the super chat in here? Let's say hi to you. 6-figure pipes in the back in your eye. What do you got to say, dude? Let's go. I'm ready for you. All right. See, if you think all black, okay, black. All right. Again, did you like purposely put B on there because you didn't write black? Are you such a pussy that you don't want to write the word? Are you such a coward you can't write black people? Like, what's with a lot of people do this. I'm not saying you're doing it. It looks like you're doing it though. Okay, write the word. Be a man. All right. Okay. Let's see. All BL people on welfare are on welfare and can't get jobs. Then you're the definition of racist. Laugh at all. I'm living proof that you're talking nonsense. Okay, if you think all black people are on welfare and can't get jobs, then you are the definition of racist. That is not what I said. Black people get tons of jobs. Like, there's all kinds of people that get it. And the worst part about it, dude, and a great comment, dude, I appreciate what you're saying. And again, I like going back and forth with you. What happens on welfare, guys, and again, I have to deal with this shit. What happens on welfare is the minute you start making some money, guess what? They cut the welfare off. So what do you think the incentive is, guys? You think the incentive is to learn how to be really good at something so you can make more money? You think that the average person that's on welfare wants to wait 1 to 4 years to make really meaningful money to get themselves out of poverty? Or when the white guy says, you know what, dude, this ain't gonna cut it. You gotta do it. Like, hey, we start at 9 a.m. Hey, pull your fucking pants up. Like, hey, there's no smoking weed here, right? You don't get 10 breaks, you know, a day. Breaks aren't 30 minutes and at your discretion, right? You don't get to hot box at lunch, right? I've seen it all, guys. I've seen everything. I've literally seen it all. But what happens is when they come to work, and then you got Whitey over here telling them like, hey, dude, here's how we operate. You know, they don't want to hear it. You know, so eventually you get the pushback, you get the talk back, right? The people that are working at the business, they see that this person isn't operating the way the rest of the business is working. Guess what? It fucks up your culture. So eventually there's a clash. And what happens is that person gets pushed out of the business, right? And then they go back to being on welfare, you know? So what we need to do in order to help these people more is we need to give them a paycheck, let them stay on welfare, let them build up their skills while they're on welfare, work them their way out of poverty. But you're gonna have to give the business owner something, because we're not gonna let these people come in and fuck our culture up. I'm not gonna bring somebody in here who thinks that they can get high all the time. They can play on their phone, all their baby mama drama. I'm just supposed to look the other way while they spend 20 fucking minutes on their phone every day, and all the other employees gotta walk by and see, oh, this guy's special. Ain't fucking happening, dude. So again, when I say, hey, pay the business owner, give us a $10,000 tax credit, we'll train these people, we'll give them a working salary, and if they can learn to operate in a actual real business that does real work, some other than restaurants, something other than Amazon, something other than fucking DoorDash, where again, they just treat you like a number, pass you around like a cold, okay? Until we get these guys into real business that do real shit, learning real skills, these guys are gonna be in poverty forever. There's no incentive for them to operate the way they need to operate. They always have welfare to fall back on. Okay, so again, I know exactly how this shit works. You're gonna see tons of people, lots of people at Chipotle, lots of black people working all the restaurant jobs, okay? You know where you don't see black people? The furniture business, the construction site, right? You don't see black people laying brick. You don't see black people in the unions. You don't see black people in any trade because they don't have any fucking dads to do that work, okay? And me, the business owner, the racist white guy, I'm saying let's train these people. Let's generationally help these people learn a skill that they can then teach their sons. They can teach their daughters. Get them out of poverty, because it worked for me. It worked for my family. My dad was a lifelong welder. My other stepdad was a lifelong furniture maker. It works, but we don't incentivize it. We incentivize welfare. We incentivize poverty. We incentivize, hey, don't learn from the white guy that figured it out because he's white. He's the fucking devil. Okay? This racist bullshit's got to stop. And you fucking people that think that, oh my God, whitey's the problem. I'm a racist because I specifically talk about black people. It's because we started this fucking company with black people and they all had to go. They didn't want to do the work. They didn't want to operate the way a factory works. They wanted to just basically come to work like, oh, I just collect a paycheck. I'll actually take less money to fuck off. I'll take less money so that I can go hotbox all day. I'll take less money so I can spend my time on my phone. I can work with one hand on my phone, one hand on my sander. This is how they want to work, guys. And again, I'm fucking done with it. You guys can't tell me I'm racist. I'm not racist. I'm talking about the real problems. I got real solutions. And again, I love your comment, dude. And you can super chat me all day long. I'm happy to go back and forth with you. But there's no racism here. Not an ounce of it. You know, it's you fucking people that don't want to deal with the problem. You want to pit the rich against the poor. You want to pit black guy against white guy. You guys are the problem, man. So anyway, thanks for the super chat, dude. Okay. What do we got in here? We got Preach It, Son. This is Bethy. Okay, Bethy, cool. Appreciate you being here. Again, Bethy, you've been here a bunch. Thank you very much. I don't know if you're a man or a woman. I have no idea. You could let me know if you want. Otherwise, you're gonna be ambiguous. Okay, Rich Holly, 3945. My dad is a mechanic, the instrumentation technician. He definitely makes six figures. Fantastic. That's right. And again, racist white guy Eric here. Your dad, you know, would happily teach a guy that's on welfare, that's never had a dad to fucking teach him anything, that's never had a dad to show him how to make some shit, how to do a real job that can make real money, would happily do it. But again, he's not gonna put up with the bullshit. You know, and the minute you call him racist, you know what he's gonna do? He's gonna say, shut your fucking mouth. And that's how we operate, right? Again, the workplace around blue collar people is not like your beautiful, your nerfed, you know, super safe, super politically correct, woke fucking office environment. Your academic environment. We don't operate that way. So when you come at us with your racist bullshit, we don't give a fuck what your skin color is. I could care less. I don't care how you talk. I don't care how you look. I don't care if you got a bull ring. I don't care if you got blue hair. We all got a job to do. We all got work to do. And especially in blue collar, my job is to teach the people under me to do my job so that they can do my job. I can move on and do the next thing. That's my job. That's how we operate in this world. I don't care about your fucking credentials. I don't give a shit. Can you show up on time? Can you take instruction? Can you fuck up and then tell me, hey, I fucked up, here's what happened, how do I not do this anymore, right? Can you come into work and actually do the job? You know, are you willing to learn? Are you willing to not smoke weed? Can you pass a drug test? Can you be honest? These are all basics of employment. Again, blue collar people, we don't put up with this shit. Well, you can't shame us into being racist. You can't shame us with your words. You can't tell us we can't say this, we can't say that. Like, well, We don't operate that way. You know, so anyway, guys, I know I'm long-winded on that one. Now, again, I appreciate the super chat. I appreciate all the comments. These are fantastic. We're going to go to an hour 20, guys. So I'm at, I did give you guys 2 hours every morning. We got 10 minutes. Get your super chats in, get your super comments in if you want to get read before. Otherwise, I'm going to go, we'll pick the best comments that I can find, and we'll keep reading your guys' stuff. Okay, this is, again, I'll get your super chat. Give me 1 second. Nomad Norse, this is a great comment, right? How do you advertise your business? All right. So again, we're in the furniture space, right? So I'm always telling you guys, all you guys that think that, you know, it's the stain grade furniture that's super popular. Okay, I don't sell hardly any of that. Everything I sell is super shiny. Guess what women like, guys? They love shiny shit. They absolutely love shiny stuff. They love blingy brass. They love diamonds, right? They love, you know, bedazzled accoutrements on their clothes. Women love shiny stuff, right? It's what do they call the Zavagian symbol or something like that? It's the thing I forget. So that's something. There's something about that women love. So how do I advertise, right? The kind of product I sell, like, am I going to advertise in, you know, Dobbs, you know, where like they're rich people, you know, that advertise for jets and cars, stuff like that. Like, I advertise where all the women are, you know, where are all the women? The women are all on Instagram, guys. The women are not on YouTube. We do have a lot of women that follow this cast, which I really appreciate. Any woman that's in here, like, you get your comment read right away, because again, not a lot of women on YouTube. I advertise on Meta. Right, so you'll see my ads on Facebook. Just Google the Resplendent Crow. You'll see all my ads. I don't advertise on Google because Google doesn't work for my stuff. Women like pictures. Women like videos of really nice rooms. They like pictures of really nice, highly decorated rooms. If it were up to men, we'd all, you know, have fucking box furniture, a big television, and a nice car. That's all we'd have. Maybe we'd have a shop where we can work on things. Women want nice everything. They want nice tile. They want nice flooring. They want nice walls. They want nice, you know, what are they called? Curtains, right? They want nice, you know, tassel-y shit. They want, you know, beautiful kitchen products. They want beautiful everything. This is how the economy works. So I go where the women are. Right now, the women are on Meta. You know, the women are on Pinterest. And so those places that we add. So if you guys want to know how to advertise on these things, I think I've done a video about it on the Modern Woodrunner on YouTube. I think I've done a video about it. And if you guys want to know this kind of stuff, I'm thinking about putting together a chat once a week, maybe Friday, Saturday. It'd be like a $10 bucks a month thing where we literally just go over all. It's just business chat. It's literally how to start a business, how to do advertising, you know, stories about what went right, what went wrong, how to find customers, what are qualified customers versus bullshit customers, all these kind of things. I don't know if it'll happen. If enough people want to do the chat, I think we'll do it. But again, people got to put it in there before I'm going to do it. So, okay. Hey, it started, debt started with the war on drugs. And that's part of it. I'm sure it was. Rich Holly, I think you're probably right. All right, Cole, okay, let me go down to my super chat. Sorry, dude. I don't want to forget about you guys again. I always appreciate the super chat. It means a lot. So let's see what we got here. All right, so Six Figure, I read yours. You were talking about black people, which again, thanks for the big super chat. I was loving that guy says. Okay, Six Figure Pike Smith in here again. Again, dude, thank you so much. Love the back and forth, you know. So again, you guys that put in a lot of super chats, again, I need to do something nice for you guys at some point, and give it enough time, guys. Again, the only thing I sell is furniture, right? I've said it before on this chat. There may come a time where I need to start giving away some furniture, right? I do a lot of custom furniture. I make a lot of shit. I just put together a CNC. We put out a lot of furniture. I may want to do something nice for you guys, you know? So bear that kind of thing in mind. I don't have cheap Chinese shit to give you guys. I do have beautiful brass hardware, you know? So if you guys go on my website, there's some of the stuff you like, your super chatters. You like some furniture? You like some hardware? Throw in the chat, you know, let me know. So eventually I'm gonna have to pay you guys back for all this stuff because I really do appreciate it. You guys are awesome. So again, I don't have to agree with you to read your super chat. We don't have to agree, but I'm respectful of your guys' time. I'm respectful of your dollars, and I really do appreciate it. So, okay, it wouldn't let me send the message. Clearly you aren't understanding. All of us are not the stereotype you're describing. I am black. Okay, cool. Thank you very much, dude. All right, so let's talk about that. So what you're saying is that I'm talking about a stereotype. I'm talking about one very specific stereotype. And yes, I am. And I'm talking about it because it is the stereotype. I'm talking about it because it's my lived experience of hiring these kind of people and dealing with these kind of people. This is one of the reasons that a lot of businesses don't want to hire black people at all. They're done hiring black people. There's a lot of businesses, they don't want to hire white people. There's a lot of businesses, they've been burned so many times. And a lot of people call this racism. It's not racism. It's reality. Like, a lot of businesses are done dealing with these people. And what I see a lot of this, all right? Again, as a business owner, I talk to other business owners, and most people think this way. And it's sad as a business owner. It really bothers me because of what you're saying, dude. You're one of these people. Like, you're the guy that I want all the poor people to be. I want the poor people to learn some shit and then be able to teach their kids something, man. Like, it just, as a business owner, like, again, as I get older in life, what I'm realizing is, like, it ain't about me. Like, I've been a very selfish person most of my life. But as I built this company over 10 years with my wife, what I'm realizing is, like, I'm going to give this thing to my kids. Like, I want these guys to have something. I want them to know that dad did something that was freaking awesome, and they could do the same thing. Maybe they're going to do what I do, making furniture. Maybe they sell furniture. You know, maybe they handle logistics. Maybe they're in sales. Maybe they're in marketing. I don't know. But I'm trying to give my kids something. If you're one of these black people that, again, doesn't fit the stereotype, you got a good job, you got kids, you're teaching your kids how to do something, maybe you're trying to send your kids to college, you're trying to make some money to make their lives better than yours, like, you're the person that I'm trying to help these urban people to become more of. Okay, so if you're that person, man, good on you, dude. I really appreciate it, and I'd love to know more about your life. And again, what are you doing to help the people in your community? What are you doing to help people like you? Do you agree with me that a lot of people are in these situations? And again, the people that are multi-generationally poor, like, I don't blame them. When they, you know, when I hire them and they fuck up my work environment, right? They don't know how to work. Like, I feel bad for them. You know, I don't blame them. I blame their dads. I blame their moms. I blame the people that kept them on welfare forever. But I also blame the system that keeps people poor, that basically says, hey, you know what? You don't have to hire this poor black guy. Get the third world in here who will work for, you know, the same wage, doesn't care about the workplace, doesn't care about safety, doesn't care about healthcare, doesn't care about anything like that, doesn't care about jack shit. They just want to work. They incentivize me to hire that guy over this urban black guy, right? Or if the black guy wants too much money, well, I just manufacture everything over in the third world. Like, why would I pay Blackie over here? I'll just make it over there. The incentives are all wrong, dude. You know, so if you're one of those people, man, that's awesome. I really appreciate your super chats, and I appreciate what you're saying. I appreciate if you're one of these people, but tell me what you think, man. Like, am I right? Do you believe that it's our job as me as a business owner, you as a black guy that found a way to make it work? And I shouldn't say found a way to. There's lots of black people that find a way to make it work. What I'm specifically talking about is the poor, the generationally impoverished, the people that society doesn't give a fuck about. Like, and again, as I get older, my opinions are changing on a lot of this shit. I'm one of these guys where I've grown and realized, like, we got to help the people that are here. And I see a lot of black people that need a lot of help, you know, so it's not a racism thing for me at all. It's I want to help these people, but I ain't going to do it for nothing. I used to do it for nothing. I ain't doing that anymore. But I see what's going on. And I see the incentives are to hire these people, say, I hired a black guy, you know, and then cut their welfare off. So then when I say, hey, you know what? I'm going to pay you $30 an hour, but guess what? You got to show up on time. You got to get off the drugs. You can't your baby mama drama can't be here, right? You got to dress like you give a shit, right? You got to learn from people that don't look like you. You got to learn from people that have it better than you, right? You got to learn from people that made shit work, and you might not like the conversation. You might not like what we have to say, but guess what? You got to shut the fuck up, and you got to go along with it, you know? But again, the minute that happens, they're like, oh, fuck you. Because again, they've never had a man sit there and tell them, like, hey, dude, you're not doing this right. This is how we do it. You want to make some fucking money? You want to learn some skills? Here's how it's done. And yeah, you're poor? Guess what, motherfucker? I was poor too. And they're like, oh, God, but you're white. You're white in America. That's like being rich, you know? Go fuck yourself, okay? I'm giving you the recipe. I'm showing you how to do it. You don't want to take my advice because I'm white? Like, go fuck yourselves. There's a lot of people that have this mentality, dude. A lot of people. And again, you don't have to agree with me. This is just how I see it. I'm willing to talk about it, right? As a business owner, right? I risk it all by having these kind of conversations. But it's the reality of what we have going on in America. We got to fix this thing, man. You can't cut off welfare for people when they're trying to learn some shit, right? That's a fucked up system. Black guy goes and makes some money, he's been on welfare forever. You cut his welfare off. White guy, he gets super frustrated at work, has to deal with, you know, why are you telling him what to do? He just says, fuck you, man. I'm going back to my welfare where people don't judge me. My community of people that don't care if I'm poor, because guess what? We're all fucking poor. We got to change that, man. So, man, if you're one of these dudes, like I said, I appreciate the super chat, dude. If I misinterpreted what you were saying, I apologize. We'll get it corrected. So, all right, let's see where we're at now. Again, sorry, guys. I know I get in a lot of comments. Oh, cool, man. I'm actually close on comments. All right, let's start. All right, Son, let's see what's here. Let's see what you're saying, dude. Son says, yeah, what happened in our gold in Fort Knox? Doubt it's there. Yeah, Son, I don't know. Again, we can't audit the Fed. We can't audit Fort Knox. Apparently, that was like one of the things Trump said he was going to do. I don't know if he ever did it. I don't think he did it. You know, where's the audit on Fort Knox? Again, I believe that the United States has actually been buying a lot of gold. I actually read a story that we brought in gold from Venezuela, right, which we just happened to conquer. So I don't know, man. Like, I can't. This government doesn't work for the people, man. That I know for sure. All right, Lozol, who's put in a lot of comments today. Thank you so much. Lozol, 8877, millions of years ago. Shiny Rock started this rat race. Been going ever since. I right. Don't spam, zero effort post. Yep, love it, son. Okay, a woman is a social contract. A female is a biological construct. That's actually a good comment, dude. Yeah, and again, like I said, people think I'm misogynist, you know, like I'm one of these guys, like I don't know about you guys, and again, I'm gonna get a little crass here because again, this is how I see the world. Like guys, like when I was growing up, man, like the only thing I wanted to do was get some pussy, man. Like, and again, I wanted the nice cars because I wanted to show some chick that I got something. I didn't really know that it was like sending a signal like, hey, look, man, I got some money. I'm good at what I do. I got a good job. Look at my car. You know, it's like that's how it kind of starts. Like you get around these women, guys are hyper motivated by this affection for a woman, like this desire, you know, to cozy up to some woman to get laid. Like this is a thing. And we act like it's misogyny. We act like it's this terrible thing. Like this is literally what built the country. This is literally what built society, is this idea that men are going to go out, kill some shit, drag it home so they can get a woman, right? So they can have some kids, right? So they can procreate. Men want to live on longer than they want to put their names on shit. Men want to live on beyond themselves. And one of the ways we do that is through children, right? One of the ways we do that is to, you know, give endowments to colleges so their names are on buildings long after we're dead. This is how men are. I don't think women operate this way. And society's worked this way for a long time. We cannot get what we want without women. Like, it is a contract. It is a thing that we have to do. Women understand this as well, but we act like they don't. And this is how society works. You guys don't want to hear me. Okay, but Titan, I love your comment, dude. Spam is a pork product. I love it so much. All right, Bruno, what is spam? Okay, bro has no kids. Okay, got 3 kids, dudes. All right, let's see. No one with kids can talk this fast. All right, well, whatever, dude. Shadowban, here's the problem with black people. Said they wanted equality, but in actuality, they want a preferential treatment through affirmative action. There's an element of truth to that, but again, as a business owner, I don't subscribe to any of that kind of bullshit. Like, everybody wants special treatment, right? People in college are taught that America is special and that somehow we're entitled to have a safe work environment. We're entitled to have a safe air, safe drinking water. We're entitled to have, you know, safety culture. We're entitled to, you know, have lesbians in every profession, women in every profession. We're entitled to have equality across the board. Like, that's the real lie, guys. We're not all equal, you know, and we've been doing that now for about 20 years. And it's slowly coming to an end. Like, again, the equality and that everyone's equal, that's led us to be $39 trillion in debt, you know, to not be the massive superpower that we used to be. It's led to nothing working in America. It's led to taking 2 years to build a bridge that already existed. You know, it's taken, 15 years and $24 billion to create nothing in California. It's created a situation where, again, we think that we're helping the homeless by giving them drugs. We are helping the homeless by giving them $1,500 checks every month so they can go out and, you know, buy more drugs and live on the street. And we've told everyone, oh God, it's all homeless. Like, again, the experts have told us they're unhoused. You know, we don't want to live in reality. And again, it's too bad. You know, we're at a shitty spot. You know, so but whatever. Okay, wrong. Debt started when we started the Federal Reserve and Wall Street. No, dude, like. Debt started before that. But yes, when we went off the gold standard, it meant that the federal government could print money ad nauseum. So you're 100% right in that part of it. I agree 100%. When the Fed came on in 1971, when Nixon took us off the gold standard, it incentivizes the printing of money to buy votes, guys, to give people what they want, not what they need, right? And again, one of the things we could do is we could literally go back on the gold standard. But again, who's going to vote for that? You can't. Again, I said it how many times? Like, no one is going to vote for austerity. No one is going to vote for a balanced budget. Okay, no one's going to vote for it because everybody wants something. Wealthy people want tax cuts. Poor people want welfare. Everyone else wants, you know, some people, they want free college. Other people want free healthcare. Everybody wants something from somebody else. It's unsustainable, guys. It's just a matter of time before it all comes to a crashing halt. So. All right, guys, we're at 123 minutes. Holy smokes, guys. You guys crushed on comments today. I really appreciate everyone hanging out today. We had big stream and lots of super chats. Everyone sent super chat. I love it. It's fantastic. I've told you guys a long time, the people that give the super chats, the people that are really spending the time, again, the only thing I sell is furniture. I'm gonna have to give people something. At some point, it's gonna get to that point where we're gonna give enough stuff in here. So we got another gift news. This George, what'd George say? Let's see if I can, again, guys, I'm learning how to do all this stuff. You gotta bear with me. Choose a sticker, I can do polls. Again, god dang it. Let me go down to the end here. I wanna make sure I respond real quick to people that give, so this is George Clark. George Clark, 9634, send a lucky clover. Good, I appreciate it, guys. Any of you guys send the gifts, the super chats, I love it. But again, at some point, I don't have to give something away, and the only thing I have is furniture, or hardware. So I've told you guys before, go to theresplendentcrow.com, see what it is that we do. And again, most people aren't going to be able to afford it, but it's not for most of us. And unfortunately, that's the economy we have today, guys. One of the things I tell everyone that's an aspiring business owner, you want to make some money, you want to start a small business, you're going to have to learn to sell to the wealthy, because unfortunately we live in a K-shaped economy, and I don't see it getting any better. It's the only thing that's going to get you guys to have businesses, to sell shit to people that got money, and that's one of the things I talk about a lot. So, okay, hit the like, subscribe, and share, support the channel. Yeah, Tiger says, you guys, hit the like button. We're at 56 likes. This is a fantastic conversation. You guys really crushed today. I think it's a topic that people really care about. We'll probably do another discussion about this, but our country's in trouble, guys. It's paying the taxes that is causing the problem. At some point, we're going to have to figure out how to do a tax revolt. We need a state that is going to protect its citizens from the tyranny of the federal government, and I don't know how it happens. Again, we're going to continue to have this discussion. We're going to bat this thing around here. You guys want to beat inflation? You want to beat the high cost of living? You have to figure out how to sell stuff to the rich people, or you have to do what some of our other people have done here. You're going to have to get really good at something. You're going to have to become a very good furniture maker, a very good electrician, a very good plumber, a very good contractor of some kind, in order to be able to make and take advantage of these high-paying jobs. School is not paying what it used to be. Now, if you're a smart person, you're academically smart, you're very smart in high school, you then go to college, you are going to get smarter. You'll probably be more valuable to society. But if you're a B student, you go to college and you get a generic degree, you come out of college expecting you're going to make enough money to pay off your degree, buy a home, have kids, cars, all that kind of stuff. The deck is stacked against you, so you got to get right with that, and we got to change how this country's working, guys. Again, I don't have the answers, but we're having the conversations. I appreciate all my moderators. I appreciate all the people that are coming here and help us filter through all the dumb shit comments, because we get a lot of comments. I hope you guys find value in this. And again, normal dude, never graduated high school, wasn't corrupted by academia, got really good at making furniture, worked in aerospace my entire life, turned it into a business. Thankfully, I met my wife who actually had kind of started the business before, was literally just painting furniture. We turned it into where now we make more furniture than anything. It can be done. We got other business owners on here who have done it with their wives as well. Great way to go through life is working with your spouse. I love working with my wife. Can't get my kids to join my business. Can't get my kids to be interested in my business at all. They could care less about it. They love the money, don't like the work, so we got to work on that. So a few more comments. But if you like this comment, guys, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. This is what we talk about. Try to do a talk once a day. A few more comments. We got Broderick, who's this? Broderick Arthurian 5060. I don't know if I've ever seen you, Broderick. I try to remember people. Thanks for your comment here. Okay. It's a means of production, but the question is, whose production do you really gain anything from it? Do you get more land? You have more food to pass on to your generation to guarantee your survival. Okay, well, dude, I'm not exactly sure what you're saying there. It sounds like you're saying something kind of prolific, but maybe someone else can tell me exactly what you're saying. Okay, I feel like you are being realistic, not racist. I hope so, man. Like I said, I don't ever want to come off as racist. Like I said, I've got people that work for me that are from Croatia, from Syria, from Honduras, from Mexico. My wife is from India. I'm from Corvallis, Oregon. I've got black people that work for me. I've got white people that work for me. I think we got a well-rounded group of people. That's one of the great things about America, is this is a melting pot, and a lot of people did build this country, but we got a lot of people telling us lies. We got a lot of people trying to simplify how our economy works. We got a lot of people trying to simplify the problems that we have here, and I don't think a lot of people want to talk realistically about it. They censor themselves because their entire income relies on them being hyper-palatable. The people that are on X, the people that are on YouTube, again, all the people that make videos, it's all about comedy, guys. It's all about entertainment. The woodworkers, like, most of them are a joke. The only one that's a real woodworker that I know of on YouTube is that Cam guy over at Blacktail Studios, because he created a real product that people actually sell. He sells a lot of those tables. He creates other products that are related to woodworking that he then gets to sell. The people like Bourbon Mouth, these guys are fucking jokes. Like, yeah, they're looking for sponsorships from people like Ford. They're looking for knife sponsorships. They're trying to sell you guys t-shirts and coffee cups. Like, it's not a real business, guys. And these aren't real people that are going to help you guys to become real business owners. And so, I bitch about this stuff a lot. It annoys me. I've said it many times, guys. I used to make videos on how to build furniture, like real furniture that I sell every day. No watch time. No one's interested because I'm not funny, because I'm not trying to entertain you guys, But when I do these live streams and I talk about the reality of the world, the reality of owning a business, how we interact with poor people and rich people, women, men, all these kind of things. Again, I get more watch hours in one video than I've gotten all the videos I've ever made for years on YouTube. So clearly this is the content that people want. And again, I appreciate all your guys' support. So guys, I got to get here. There's a couple more comments, then I'm gone. So let's see. Let's see if I can find a good comment. Okay. Okay, you sound like Biden. Okay, all right. I don't want to read your comment. The USA is too divisive for its own good. Yeah, and this is Drew Fowler, 66 ago. Yeah, that's where I think we're at, guys. I think it's just everyone needs to rebel against the federal government. And again, the only way I know to do it is to stop paying the taxes, guys. I asked Grok about this, and they said if 10 million people every year just put blank on their tax returns, it would create a massive problem. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't have the answer. Okay, the Jim Fisher. Okay, I see you look like my old history teacher. Okay, well, again, not sure what's good. Being owner to a hair salon, don't need to invest money to make money. I didn't, now retired. Well, okay, this is Mary Colazzo. Okay, Mary Colazzo, I want to go through you. Hey, Mary Colazzo, are you still in the stream? Let me know if you're still in the stream. You're one of the last comments we have here. Any business owners that we have here, I want to talk to you guys because I want to know how you made money. I want you guys to tell other people how to make money, and I want you guys to explain to people that you don't need to go to college. You don't need to follow the perfect path. There are lots of ways to make money in this country, but you do have to put yourself out there. You got to be willing to hear people tell you no. You got to be willing to get smacked in the face every day. You got to be willing to listen to employees tell you you're fucking racist, you suck, blah, 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 and you got to get up and do it every day. Mary says, be an owner of a hair salon, don't need to invest money to make money. I did and now retired well. I love to hear that, man. That is so good. We've had a lot of business owners in here, guys, and I'd like all of you guys to think about joining a group. And again, I'm not doing this yet, but I'd like to know if people would be interested in putting a group together where we all do a live stream, maybe Saturday, maybe Friday, Saturday, something like that, when most people are off work, and we put together a group and we just explain to people how to run a business. We answer questions about people. We tell people how to find customers. We tell people how to find retail locations. We tell people how to start websites, how to do advertising and marketing. We tell people how to do this kind of stuff because I think there's a lot of value in that. And again, I don't know if people would be interested. I don't know if people have the time for it, but I'd be willing to invest the time if there's enough people that would be willing to help out. Okay. Titan Bruce says more people are born into poverty most poor people are born into poverty for many reasons. It's rarely a choice. Yeah, I agree, man. Great comment, Titan. Okay, son's redacted message. Okay, so it doesn't sound like Mary is in here again. Damn it, I wish she was still in here. Great comment, though. Okay, last comment, Titan Brew. Let's see, read your comment. Son, your message redacted. All right, Christ King got the last message. Okay, if one is self-initiated, they can leap through foundation and making scratch. Okay, god dang, dude, I wish I knew what you were saying there. People say profound things, and I don't always understand what they're saying. Okay, who conquered us? Okay, well, Will Game 4. Corporations conquer you guys starting in 94, and then conquered you guys more in 2001, and then they further conquered you guys when they sent you all to college while sending all your jobs to the third world. They conquered you guys by convincing you guys that everyone's going to work in an office and get rich. They conquer you guys by telling you that the people that work with their hands, the people that take a shower after work, as opposed to before work, are losers. They told you guys, they conquered you guys when they convinced you to pay your taxes to the federal government while they don't audit themselves. They conquered you guys when they sent trillions of your dollars to the third world, right, to fight wars for little countries you guys will never go to. And then they convinced you guys that they conquered you guys when they told you that white people are better than black people, that women are better than men. They conquered you guys when they did all this kind of stuff. And the truth is you guys are all just paying the bill. You guys are paying your 22.5% in federal income taxes every year to promote the thing that is keeping you guys down, right? That is oppressing you guys, right? You can't get a living wage because they just bring the third world in here when you want to make money, when you want things like healthcare. They then outsource the work to the third world when you say, hey, well, you know what? I care about my work environment. I want safe air and safe, clean drinking water. And the business is send the work to places that have none of that. You know, they captured you guys by giving you guys cheap shit. They got you hooked on cheap shit. And then when I tell you, hey, you guys are going to have to pay a little bit more for things in order to hire American workers, like, oh my God, I don't want to pay more. I can't afford things as it is. They've got you guys trapped. Meanwhile, they keep extracting your tax dollars. They're not increasing the supply of houses, right? They're not decreasing the amount of illegal immigrants that come into this country. They're not doing any of that. They're not reducing the amount of work that goes to the third world, the H-1B visas, the foreign people that are coming into your guys' colleges. They're not increasing any of that, but they're making sure you guys pay your taxes. And again, if you don't pay it, the IRS will come in, they'll put liens on all your shit, they'll throw your fucking ass in jail. But don't you dare ask that they audit the Fed or the Department of Defense, okay? So, you're captured. So, anyway, see, last two moderators, then we're done. Okay, I always say 1913 was the Federal Reserve. Yep, again, that is a big problem there. Titan Brew, Stacy, I don't know what your name is. My wife did the same for our business, and I couldn't be more grateful for her contributions to our business. It was both of us working together, and it was awesome. Yeah, I agree, man. I love working with my wife. I wish I could work with my wife more than I do. Okay, you don't think the quality of living has increased tremendously since these changes? So America, if you want to take that angle, then I would say yes, right? The quality of life has never been better for the rest of the world. America is the single greatest force for good in the world, because what we did is we raised everybody out of poverty. We increased the quality of life for everyone that we go operate with, right? China's quality of life is better. Vietnam's quality of life is better. The Middle East's quality of life is better, right? America did all this. So we are a net positive for society. However, it's moving the other direction, guys. Again, every time your federal government prints dollars, it makes it worse for you guys. And you might not see it. You might understand it. When you let the third world in here, they're taking your jobs, reducing the amount of money you make, the amount of benefits that you get. Again, all the money that we send into the third world, all the economies that we prop up, they all have universal health care, universal child care. You guys can't get that here. But we pay for bombs, we pay for wars without having a plan to pay for it. We just fucking do it and then insist that the government pay for it. You guys are getting ready to see this. Trump just asked the federal government for $200 billion, all right, to go to a place that oil in the Middle East is cheaper than water. Israel, universal health care, universal child care. Europe, universal health care, universal child care. You guys can't get that here. There's no talk of it. You just pay for it all. Okay, so anyway, guys, I got to get out of here. I appreciate all your comments. Again, everyone that participated, I wish that Mary chick was still in here. Mary, I hope she comes back. I hope she's in here at some point. We need to get her back in here. Again, guys, I think we need to put together a group of business owners. We need to help people kind of understand what, we need to help people understand exactly how businesses work in America, how more people can start businesses, and we can create competition in this country. How you can do it without utilizing the third world so much, right? And again, everyone needs a third world to some degree. I'm not saying that they don't, but at the same time, we can do better, you know? So anyway, you guys have a great day. I appreciate everyone being here. Again, great cast. Thanks a lot. You guys have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.